Good morning. Good morning. Thanks everybody for being on my premiere just a few minutes ago. We are streaming to Facebook, uh, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. The Instagram thing is weird because, oop, and I just lost it. Hang on, guys. Tell you, StreamYard's got to get their act together on this because I don't think it's going to work. Okay, I don't think I'm streaming to Instagram. I gave it up. It is what it is. So what StreamYard makes me do is they actually make me run Instagram live on another screen. It's super, super annoying. So I look like I'm playing tennis. I'm going back and forth. So I'm in my Snuggie. I hope you guys are bundled up where you are. And let me see. Oh, hang on. Here, it says we're live on Instagram. I don't think we are, though. I think I exited out of it. But if you're on Instagram, oh, you know what? I can do a different stream key, I think. No, you know what? Instagram, we're not doing it. We're not getting involved in Instagram. So thank you for being on the other premiere. Greatly appreciate it. I was going to go live a little bit later today and do like a big reading for you guys, but it's first thing in the morning. Everybody's home because they're waiting for snow to come in. It's a little bit of a funky day. So let's do this. I did see in the comments on the other one that we've got some people that want readings for, let me just see what my and the chat is gone already. Usually the chat stays up a little bit longer. Chat's gone. So let's kick it off. We'll do Megan's 12-month reading. So let me know in the comments. I don't see anybody commenting yet. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're happy to get down and dirty. And I'm going to pull this up on YouTube because I don't see it. Dirty. There we go. No comments yet. Excellent. All right. So let's do this. Hi, Aries Rainbow Child. Hi, Penny. Now I see everybody coming in. So make sure you hit that like button, share if you can. And persnickety. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you on a live before. So how it goes is I am more than happy to do readings for you guys. If I'm doing a reading for you, I do ask that you consider making a donation to any of my cash apps at the bottom. And we will do some celebrity gossip. So let's follow up on the whole Megan thing. We're just wait a couple minutes. Everybody get your chats on in there. Okay. So just a few people in here. I don't want to start too fast. So talk a little bit about some of the news that is on my front page. We, of course, have all the weird stuff going on with Pootie. They think there's body doubles. There's talk that he's gone, that he's been off the earth plane for a while. Apparently, actor Christian Oliver and his two daughters were in a plane crash. They did not survive. Very sad. This is just up here. All the kids were really young, 12 and 10. So he was born in Germany. He was in Speed Racer. He's worked with George Clooney, Kate Blanchett. He was the Swiss transfer student in Saved by the Bell. Very unfortunate, very sad and unfortunate. So, something we do see, unfortunately. Michael Bolton has a brain tumor and will be taking a break from touring. David Soul, the blonde half of TV Starsky and Hutch, passed away at age 80. What else is going on? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the Middle East, but I don't know if we're gonna. I think we'll keep it positive and gossipy and fun. There was some business with North Korea, South Korea sending some missiles. South Korea was saying it's going to respond pretty aggressively. Jesse Waters is getting into a fight with Dan Crenshaw. Of course, we have the whole business with 45 and the primaries. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. Khrushchev's great-granddaughter strongly doubts Putin's intent to negotiate. I saw Samantha Markle's lawyer speaking. I had no idea that he represented Trump as well. So, I said the T word. So it was pretty crazy. So I was waking yesterday with Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton was in your room. Which part, wifey? Oh wait, that you missed go on to Popcorn Planet, or I think it's on Popcorn Planet, and you'll see it's a 2-part interview. He's an engaging guy. I really Cynthia, I totally agree. So this persnickety, I do see your comment. I popped it up there. So that was named a while ago, and then she was taken off that roster. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if I want to touch it. Wifey, we can take a look at this. So do we want to do Megan's 12-month reading first? Do we want to go there first? Or do we want to dive into Chelsea? Let's do Megan first. Let me bring up my card view. There we go. Super fun card view. I don't know what deck we're going to use for this. So do Megan first. Ew, that's what everybody says. Oh, did I say that? All right. Let's go over here. I'm wearing like a human sleeping bag right now. This is something called an hoodie. It's a giant sweatshirt with fleece on the inside that goes down to like below my knees. It's the greatest thing ever. So we are going to use this super fun deck. So we're going to do the same thing for her that we did for Harry. So this will be work. Let's do money, relationship, family. This will be how are we going to define these? So we'll do the same thing, like enterprise, love, relationship, primary relationship, and then relationship with the royal family. Okay, we'll put a whole bunch there. So all right, so I'm gonna star some of these comments in here. So do that. This way I can go back to them. Cynthia, we'll talk about 45 since you said we need the T word. We'll pull that up. And MM was a companion of some sort to Andrew. Take a look at that. And what else do we have? Why is Lilibet blonde? There we go. Yes. Okay. So let's start at the top. We are going to start with Megan's 12-month reading. So thanks for being here, guys. Good morning. I hope it is beautiful and snowing where you are, or I hope that you are having a great day. You know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to bring this over here so I can monitor your comments. Let's see. Oh, this is so much easier. All right. I've got comments like right next to me now. All right. So this is Meghan Markle 12-month reading for 2024. We did Harry's yesterday. Okay, so for January, it's so nice, slipping on the sliding ice. We've got that Magician in reverse for work and money. So what does that tell us? That tells us that they're not really going to be able to make fetch happen. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting too much work here. No money's coming in, cannot produce. We've got that Knight of Wands in reverse. No good ideas. No one wants to partner with her either, with that Three of Pentacles. And then that 10 of Swords, I almost said 7 of Swords. The 10 of Swords definitely tells us that she's not willing to give up the idea that she's going to be wildly successful and amazing. So that is unfortunate. Let's see what this love life Ace of Pentacles is. This is definitely, so when we're talking about pentacles, we are talking about money, physical things, real estate, houses, that kind of stuff. But what we're going to get here, she is negotiating that protection so she can get out of Dodge. Remember, our 9 of Pentacles is our kept woman. She is the lady that is giving up some kind of freedom for financial security and luxury. I came ready, guys. I have my thermos of tea. I'm going to be here for a bit. So she wants out, but she needs to establish the means by which she is going to leave. And the condition, the financial condition that she's going to leave in. So she is working out those details. Now, if you remember in Harry's that we just watched, I did say that some ducks have been put in a row already. We've already set the stage for this. So I don't know if that's the money that her mom took as a salary, because that would have been smart to take that and invest it. I guess her mom's worth like 7 million or something insane like that for an out of work yoga instructor and somebody who has a mental health thing that's not good. So with the royal family, there is this promotion of working with them to make things better and to get things into a better position. So if last year they were saying it was going to be the year of regulations, the year of reconciliations, but this year it looks like that's not happening. That is a lie, to quote Christina Crawford in Mommy Dearest. Everything she wants to do is really to continue to be a bee in their bonnet, continue to be a negative voice with this Knight of Swords in reverse, a negative voice toward them, and counterproductive to the preservation of the family. So that's our January thus far. So far. Let's see what Meghan Markle's February will be like. Ms. Markle. No, Prima, nobody wants to listen to her. no. So I just started following a channel called Winning Communication, and the guy, I guess, is a coach for better communication, better public speaking, that kind of thing. And he kind of dissects her speeches and behavior. It's pretty cool. But he was talking about the George Floyd, I guess it was a commencement speech that she allegedly made. So he had that up yesterday. So it was pretty cool. Here, new beginnings for work. The relationship is too much to bear. So the royal family continues to have negative voice, loud and proud. With the Page of Cups in the upright. Remember, cups are receptacles. If the wands are phallic, the cups are receptacles. So are we looking to capitalize on that? Are we looking to capitalize on being a receptacle? You guys are picking up when I'm laying down, aren't you? We get a wish card here. There's a bit of naughtiness surrounding this particular pillar right now. Wifey, get out of my head, because I'm wondering if that is what's happening. I'm wondering if that's what's happening, or some facsimile of that. I think that would absolutely destroy his reputation in his former circles of royalty and nobility in Europe. It would destroy him. Proof of that, let's take a look. We'll just pull some extra cards just in case that's what we're going to see. That would be completely exposed, would ruin any new beginnings. Certain people would feel sorry for him for being unprotected and exposed. It may work somewhat in his favor to have them pull him in, but I think it would be pulling him back, protecting him, with the intention of never letting him out of the building again, just having him sit there and stay quiet. So I really think that would not be a good thing for him overall, but it may be cause to get him saved again. So now I'm gonna have to look at these readings side by sides. So the relationship, we've got a lot of wands, juggling a lot of wands here, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that are just jumping in, this is a 12-month reading for Meghan Markle. We are on February. So we've got Ace of Cups, new beginning, exposure with that Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This may be her give a little bit to get a little bit. So she may be palling around with him, being kind of restarting the relationship. Sorry, my hair's all over the place. My hair is super smooth, but the sweatshirt's getting in the way. My hoodie is getting in the way. So this is definitely, if we have some revelation of some kind of videotape or some kind of naughtiness, I think we get her clinging to him saying, oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe everyone's seeing this stuff. But the reality is, if there is a tape, she's going to scrutinize that tape and make sure it looks as good as possible. She's going to make sure that she had makeup on and, but no ripples, no lumps or bumps are showing. So I think the move forward will be to try and put the relationship in a different place if this happens in February. So there's some kind of exposure, some kind of exposure about the relationship in February. I think she's going to try and monetize it, but we will see. We will see what comes out. She may be stopped in her tracks by the royal family, because here we have negative information that's coming out within the royal family? Is it going to be her that passes it out? Nope. They are going to sever the relationship. And it's going to be William. Somehow they're going to take the power out of her hand for this. So if there is some kind of racy, spicy video, I think what we see is the attempt or the suggestion that this is being released. I think that's what we get, but I think it's squashed very quickly. I think William comes to the rescue against his better judgment. I think he comes to the rescue and says, look, Harry, we're going to fix this because we just can't have this out there. So there it is. No one wants to see that, Todger. No one wants to see it. So let's see. Let's see. And I'm watching you guys here. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. We're in March, people. We're in March for her. Am I going fast enough? This is Meghan Markle's March. Work is done. Dun, dun. So again, we've got some dead ends here. No one wants her. No one wants her for work. I think that is the issue. Now, I believe they announced in April that they had the deal with she had the deal with WME. So we may see that contract ending now. Yes, separation, a lot of anxiety, no representation, and no money. So I don't know if she's been paying them to represent her out of pocket or if they've been skimming off the top of any of her engagements. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the fray. Hello, Stephanie. Good morning. So I'm just popping up here, looking at the comments, guys. If you have gossipy, fun questions, throw them up in the comments. I'm trying to mark them as we go through so I can go back. Funny. So yeah, I'm trying to keep track of your comments at the same time. So I got all these screens and all these cards, and I'm in the great beyond, and I'm dropping cards on the floor. So let's see how our love life goes. We have that 7 of Wands in reverse, which suggests the power dynamic is not equally distributed. Hi, Sally. Mustang Sally. So the power dynamic, again, like this is, what did I say? March. March, they cannot break up. So those of you that are just jumping in, you can watch the one for Harry that I just premiered this morning. But I'm going to try and clip this so that we can stick it up there. Hi, TD. Good morning, honey. So I am full of sloppy shuffles this whole weekend. I've just been sloppy shuffling all over the place. So power dynamic gets a little bit funky here. It gets more heavy on her hand. Oh, do you? My first car was a Mustang Sally. Not a Mustang Sally, but a Mustang, Sally. A 1965 Mustang. It was such an amazing car. But so the power dynamic gets much more Meghan heavy. And this is to lead the way, to kind of champion and bring him back under control so that, they can't break up. So she does need to make sure that she's either in control or it's as sweet as possible. So this makes sense. March, coming on the tail of Valentine's Day. So we really should look at these two readings side by side. So let's see the royal family. We're not getting any money and they are staying the course. So there's going to be a lot of discussion about payout, about settlement. We're going to be seeing a lot of those statements, or at least the royal family will be seeing a lot of those statements. So they'll be asked to take care of us. We need the support. We need the support. So we're gonna hear that. Oh, Prima, yes, Prima, I am starring this because we're going to come back because she demanded to have an audience with him. So we'll take a look at that as well. This, they're just playing the long game, and they're just like, no, we don't have any money. We're broke. We just don't have any money today. Sorry, kids. And they're actually citing like the economy, and that they're supporting their patronages to excess. They are gifting a lot of money out. That's really, and I think they're showing it. I think the royal family has been incredibly generous during the economic struggles of the world. So I think they're doing a great job. So March, April, going into April. Let's see what April is going to be like. April, we have nothing in our sights as far as work goes. Nobody wants to touch with 10-foot pole. Maybe if there's a cattle prod on the end. Guys, I think she's going to be writing away. I think she's going to be writing away. Whether or not anyone wants to read this book, she is going to be writing it. So, I think one of the funny things is on the WME website, her bio is very long. Avid Gardner read it the other day, and I just love Avid Gardner. I just adore her. One of the things that she said was an accomplished writer. That was something that was in the bio. And Avid said, I wonder if she wrote that herself. I think she did write it herself because she does think that she's an amazing writer and calligraphist. So I think calligraphist is the right way to say that. But this at this point, like, she's just trying to, if no one wants to manage her and handle her, she wants to create the illusion that she's, very busy behind the scenes, has things together. But she will be moving forward with her own projects. This isn't going to be done with any kind of management or PR support. She's going to be doing this on her own. So, I don't know if she's going to be lining up like her good friends. Oh, it's Kobe. But she might be doing that. Now, the world in reverse under the love section. Again, for those of you that are just joining in, it's Meghan Markle. We're doing a 12-month reading. This is April. This is her work, endeavors, money. This is a romantic relationship, and this is relationship with the royal family. So when we get the world card is our last card in the major arcana. It is the end of things. We're transitioning to something else. When it's in reverse, it's a reluctance to transition. And why would she be reluctant? Because she doesn't have enough of this yet. She is not the queen of money, and she's looking back on what it cost her to live, how she expects to live, how much she thinks she's going to need from him. And she's trying to figure out ways to fatten that piggy bank. With the royal family, we have the Judgment in reverse. We are still standing tall together. They are not going to break, and they are waiting for her to make some aggressive moves PR wise. So that's really what we've got going on here, is this waiting game that they have where the purse strings are pulled tight. They're waiting for her to make bigger and bolder statements. So if they're not being coached by HG Tudor, I will eat my hat, because I do think that they're being coached by him. I think all of the promotion that he has with his channel, I think that they've actually reached out and had tapped into his genius. Dream Fairy, hello, welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chats before, so I hope I'm saying your handle correctly. So I thought everybody's talking about Foxy. Yeah, I think Foxy's okay. I thought it was a technical issue that he had, that they had to cancel it. So I'm hoping that they're going to set that up again. I just love Foxy. Yeah, persnickety, I absolutely think that HG Tutor is in contact with them. I think he has been pulled in as a wise consult. Maybe not directly with the royal family, but you know, I think somebody in there. So all right, April, May, we're going into May. May, we still have no money. Oh, May, it's going to get ugly. Getting ugly on the romance front, and the royal family is not bringing any fairy tales can come true. They can happen to you if you're young at heart. Do, do, do. So let's see this. Wifey, I don't think that they're listening to him. I think he's actually talking to them. I think he's actually coaching them. So oh my goodness, the work thing is getting ugly. So by the time, what did I say? This is May? Is this May? I think it's May. Come with May. Anniversary month. There is going to be no work whatsoever. Empress in reverse. I'm taking that this could be where we are going to start to see the kids being merged, because this is a mother. The Empress card in reverse is a mother who is not doing her motherly duties correctly, that is not serving her children well, who's not behaving correctly. This also is showing us excess of luxuries, excess of substances, excess of all sorts of stuff. So this could, and we don't have this legacy. This is not even giving a crap about the legacy. Oh, I cursed. And down here, she is releasing herself from a self-imposed embargo. So we may start to see more and more kid stuff if we can. Now, I did say in Harry's reading that I think we are going to be presented with possibly an adoption. I think this is one of the ways that they're going to try and rebrand themselves. Now they're going to be altruistic and adopt an African child, like, you know, Aldous Snow. But Aldous Snow is Russell Brand's character in Get Him to the Greek and Losing Sarah Marshall. He plays an addicted rock star who has sex issues and all kinds of stuff. It's a great character. Now, is it that far from Russell Brand? It might not be, but in one of the movies, he I guess it was Get Him to the Greek, he had a song called "We've Got to Do Something," and it was about like the problems in the world, and we've got to do something. It doesn't say anything. It just, is a platitude. And then he has a song about African child. So I think, ideally she did want to go the route of Angelina Jolie, have some kids, adopt some kids, have some kids. I think she wants to go that route. But the reality is that she really doesn't like kids that much. And I don't think she can keep staff in there to manage the kids. So, so let's see. They did promise they weren't going to have more than one kid, and then they changed that and said it was 2. They got the award for that. They're going to be in conflict on this, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I think there's going to be a lot of powers that will be counter to this idea. Oh, Stephanie, I see your comment there. I'm going to star that so that, oh, Persnickety, thank you for liking my musical interludes. And we're going to talk about the sugar bum 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 bum, honey honey. So I do think that there's going to be an attempt. Three of Wands. This is, I have a great idea. Let's try and do this. So, but it doesn't get off the ground. So with tarot, Ace through 3 is in the ethereal. These are concepts and ideas, things that we are not creating a physical or formed idea yet, or a formed project. So, you know, the Ace, we're getting the idea to do some things. 2, we're getting some other resources together, individuals to work toward that goal. 3, we get some of our contractors to work toward that goal. And 4 is when we start the project itself. So when we have that 3 in reverse, it really tells us that the project is not getting off the ground. This idea is not getting off the ground, probably because it's a bad idea to begin with that Page of Cups in reverse. It's not a fruitful idea. They're throwing money at this issue. I believe, again, it's for PR if they try and do this. And there's a lot of voices that are involved and trying to make it happen, but it's not going to happen. Fetch is not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. If it happens, I'll be very surprised. I think they would have to have a better financial standing. I don't think that they can prove that they have a good financial standing at this point. You know, I wonder if they're going the route of like Tory spelling. So over here, royal family, still trying to get some action with them, you know, trying different angles. So the one angle was going to be demanding an audience with King Charles to have him explain why this, that, and the other thing happened. But there's no generosity there. So she's going to keep coming up with these weird things like, good morning, Kristen. She's going to keep coming up with these weird things like, you know, these, I don't want to call them puff pieces, but these announcements like Kate and Meghan have a conversation. They exchanged emails, text messages are happening. Like that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. They're not going to put up with it, especially if the PR starts to be focused on Meghan and Catherine extending olive branches. If they extend one more olive branch, somebody's going to get poked in the eye. William is not falling for this banana in his tailpipe. He is not anybody's fool, and he really has the measure of her and her motivation. So not too worried about that. I think William has this well in hand. I think he is becoming more and more in charge of this situation. I think King Charles has actually taken his hand off the wheel, and he really does not want to. I think he's given his non-negotiables. He said where his line in the sand is, and I think he's allowing everyone else to handle that. So his courtiers, his business managers, his advisors, his PR people, I think he's really handed that off because it's interfered with his ability to enjoy becoming king and enjoy you know, having his wife ascend to the role of queen, which was something that he wanted. Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth, had requested that she be queen consort, but they did change that to Queen Camilla. So she is queen consort, but we are calling her Queen Camilla. So be it. So we are in June, graduation month for kids here in the United States and abroad, I believe. Let's see what their June is going to be like. Threshold to the summer. Work is just like the cards don't lie. Like this work and enterprise section is just not coming up. Oh my goodness. TD. It doesn't get any worse than this, does it? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. This isn't Schadenfreude. But work-wise, we've got an incredible amount of anxiety in June. The relationship is just not working. Like, and this is it's not working intellectually. So, when people break up, so the TD, right? I'm bringing that is a disaster. Are any of the buckets going to be good for her? So, intellectually, people cannot like each other romantically and stay in a marriage for the business of being married. A lot of people do this when their kids are young. They say, "Oh, we're going to stay together until the kids get out of college or get out of high school or whatever." So, I think they're at the point where they can't even cooperate on on that level. Natasha, yes, I'm going to put a star on it. I've got a list already, but yes, I love Pedro Pascal. Yes, we will do that. I think he's awesome. I loved him in Game of Thrones. I know, like the Mandalorian is his thing, but or not the Mandalorian. Is he the Mandalorian? He is the Mandalorian. I thought he was amazing in Game of Thrones, and I was crushed when he got crushed. So, all right. So let's clarify. And here with the royal family, the devil, they have really eliminated her potential for power. So she really underestimated their ability to gray rock her. So let's look at work. They're on their own. So that Fool card, the Fool card, and they have no home, they have no management, they've got no money coming in. The money is actually falling out of their hand. When we get the page, the pentacle, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, that money is falling out of your hand. You can't control it anymore. It's just going. The Fool card, I love and there's a lot of yellow here, so there's a lot of attempt to heal up the relationship. It really is going their own way on their own with this Fool. They're really just launching out into the world and saying, well, we're going to do it. So I know somebody said they could self-publish. Self-publishing is something that I think that they're going to have to do. Self-publishing it's a good thing. I mean, on one hand, you get to keep all the money. You have minimal overhead, especially if you do it in a digital format. And then, you don't have to pay any managers. There's no 20% off the top and whatnot. So, it kind of makes sense. I don't think anybody wants to deal with them. So I read something this morning too about, what was it? Random House that published Harry's book. Apparently that was pretty damaging and could cause them to go under if they paid all that money out. So we will see. A little bit more. Oh, love that Yorkshire red. So Justice card. We've got the Justice. Oh, things are not good there. What did I say? This is June, graduation month. Are we in graduation month still? I should get like a little calendar and like flip it over. So Stephanie, I tagged your comment too. Stephanie, oh, good comment. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to answer all of the comments that I can. So this is, I think, with this Three of Cups in reverse, they're not having any fun anymore. They're not engaging in anything. Justice card, we do see this is lawyers, kind of things like that. Things are starting to get in there. Declarations. This is interesting though. The Knight of Cups that is still trying to make it worse. Work, not worse. Still trying to make it work. So he may still be trying to salvage his reputation, because he does. We did see in his 12-month reading that he feels like he is a failure. So he has to. He's got to man up and cut bait and just say, I mean, not that there was bait because they are married, but he's either going to man up and say, hey, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this anymore. This is not good for me. It's not good for you. He's either got to do that or he's got to lay it on really thick and then go out there and start earning money. Like that's a huge part of the problem. He cannot support his family at this point. Over here, and this concerns me because this can be, excessive substance use. This can be overindulgence. So lack of joy, 100%, but it can be overindulgence over there. So we may have that situation. That may be what makes him tolerant enough to try and be sweet about the relationship. Over here with the royal family, we've got detachment with that devil card. Again, that's our gray rock card. That 3 of Swords is just gray rocking. And we get a Page of Cups that shows up. What is that Page of Cups about? That Page of Cups is meeting out sweet little things. Well, we don't have a problem with them. I love this. Like, we never had a problem with them. We always wanted them to succeed. We always wanted the relationship to be, founded in love and support. And we really tried to do that. And, the excessive amount that we spent on the marriage and the support of them, we really did try. We just can't understand what, like, all that big doe-eyed stuff that Meghan did, with the Tom Bradby interview in Africa, like nobody asked me if I was okay. They're going to do that. Nobody told us nothing was okay at the time. It's going to be delightful. I can't wait to see this. Bring it. That's June. June, we're going to see some, like, we don't know why they have such a problem. We don't know. They're just making all this up. Like, they're going to let that out. It's coming out. So, the bafflement as to the treatment and response from these two, the royal family is going to be laying it on thick. There's going to be gray rocking, and then there's going to be like this innocent wide-eyed thing that they do. So it's going to be great. Going to be great. Let's look at July. We're halfway through the summer. 28 people in the chats watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you're just jumping in, we're talking about Meghan Markle's 12-month reading. We are going into July. This section is work and money. This is her relationship with her primary hostage. Did I say that out loud? Primary relationship. And this is the relationship with the royal family. So same thing we did for Harry. Harry's, I broadcast his this morning. It was a premiere. You can go back and check that out if you want. Oh, you gotta work. She would love to work. There is no work. July, I am getting the sense that she is trying to get back into acting. This is honing your craft, but it's in the upright. When it's in the reverse, this is really just kind of not able to make work happen. That relationship in the middle is we're stuck together, not learning from past things. And over here, the Temperance card, we're going to see the tide turn a little bit with the royal family. So over here, I think we're going to see her on more commercials. I think maybe that's why we saw the Clever Brands thing. I think that is the direction she wants to go. I said a while ago that there was going to be like a skincare line or a person line or something like that would be on the you saw it here on TV. Like what is that? It's not pay-per-view, but it's like infomercials, like, buy it on TV. I can't remember what it's called, but I used to watch those late at night in college. Or you could buy like skincare stuff or like a purse. Like they would say, we only have 500 of these in stock, so you have to buy it now. I do think that's the direction she's trying to go. Is she able to get anyone here? What do we have, guys? We've got a 3 of Pentacles. So we've got people that may be in conversations with her, but I think it's too hot to handle. I don't think anybody wants to work with her. I just don't. And down here, the messaging is just so negative. So are people telling her, maybe in a few years? Yes, maybe in a few years when some of this nonsense wears off, maybe in a few years when you're no longer married. I think she is dropping that, like, well, I have to get myself together because I am going to be a single mom. Oh, your cat Donut says hi. I love that name, Donut. QVC, but wifey for the win. Thank you, wifey. QVC. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Home Shopping Network. Yes. Yes. Really cheesy infomercials. That's what I think we're going to get. Yeah. Natasha, I love cats. I love cats. I have a dog and I have 3 cats, and my cats are awesome. My dog is a bit challenging. She yells at me. She's very demanding. So this is, this is what I see. People really don't want to work with her now. She's too hot, and not hot in a good way. So this is, unfortunate. The Hermit card. What is the Hermit card about? The Hermit card is about going out into a lot of people, a lot of my students, and a lot of people think that this is a very lonely, sad card. This is not a lonely and sad card. The Hermit has done this to himself. He's gone off into the distance so that he can commune with his information, process, ruminate. It's all of those things. He brings the light of infinite knowledge with him. He has infinite knowledge. He's got the hood on. The information is his. When you see an image like this, he's very cloistered and talking to himself. The staff that he has in his hand is a wand. So he does have the power of inspiration. He is not limited to academic information that he's absorbed. When we get this in reverse, we're not paying attention to any of the messages around. Tanyeka, hang on, because I'm doing a 12-month reading for Meghan Markle. I have right now 13 starred comments. I'm going to get to you when I can. I will do my best. I'm not going anywhere. It's a Saturday morning here, or it's almost Saturday afternoon, and it is cold outside. It's still about 20 degrees out, and I am not interested in doing anything but hanging out with you guys. I'll do some laundry later, maybe. So when we get this, not looking at the data that's out there, not taking anyone else's opinion into consideration, not learning from the situation at hand, not learning from past situations, not looking at the history. So again, the goal here is really to get to the end of the relationship with a good amount of money in hand. She's not going to get that good amount of money in hand. There's too much judgment out there. Her judgment is skewed on this as to where those monies are going to come from. So the reality is she has the checkbook. She can look at it. She can see how much money's in there, but she thinks that there's more someplace. She thinks he is just worth more money in general. I wonder if she thinks that he is worth more money off the earth plane, but I don't know if she has any kind of finances or policies like set up like that. I just don't think she does. Temperance card with the royal family. Again, we're seeing this skew out of balance. Keep in mind, they've been gray rocking her so far. They have been not answering her, very tersely answering her, and they're going to have a very shocked, doe-eyed look on their face as we get into last month. But they're doubling down. They're going to let her know some of the secrets that they know. So they're going to drip those out. I don't think that's going to be public. I think that's going to be private. They'll keep it under wraps. Here it's very quiet, but we're going to present that and say, hey, we need you to stop moving forward and stop generating. This is like a swamp donkey. When a donkey walks through the swamp, I had a friend who used to call people swamp donkeys. It was hilarious. When a donkey walks through the swamp, or a big hooved animal walks through a swamp, you'll see all that muck come up when they step in the water, and they'll make things as crystal clear as mud. So this is what they are trying to stop. So I think that they're going to let her know that they've got her number. They know some things. And is this going to be recordings? Is this going to be information that they obtained through surreptitious means? Perhaps. Oh, it's my good buddy Rick. Good buddy Rick. Hi, Rick. Hope you're feeling good today. If anyone is not subscribed to Rick's channel, please go over and subscribe to him. I'm saying it out loud, Rick. We're doing some collab work coming up this year. The two of us got the flu at the same time. We psychically shared that from Lincoln, England, and New Jersey, USA. But we're going to be doing some cool collab stuff coming up. So go and subscribe to him. Make sure he is pretty huge on some other social media platforms, but he's starting to flex his YouTube platform. So we need to get him up in the numbers. I'd appreciate it if you gave my buddy some support. So, all right, was that July or June? Well, let's see what happens. We'll do July again. I do a little promotion for my buddy Rick. So we'll talk about July. So July, and there's the Hermit card again. We're still doing that, and nothing is working. So July, Queen of Wands. Now, Queen of Wands can sometimes be writing. The swords are communication and writing, but sometimes the wands can be, this is what I'm going to do. This is, and the difference between the swords are still a pretty fast moving energy, but the wands are really fast. They flare up like a flame and then die down, flare up and die down. So something is happening here. Something's happening here. She is sticking with the same old, same old. She thinks that this format of complain and explain all day long. Hi, Katie. Stick around. Oh, no, Katie, stick around. Stick around, sweetie. We're on Meghan Markle. We're doing her 12-month reading. We're in July. So this is work and industry. This is personal relationship with Harry, and this is relationship with the royal family. So, the comments are going by really quick. So this business is, I think she is going to keep with the same old, not moving forward, getting more information out there. What else can she say? If she's going to publish text messages or something like that, it's really terrible because the judgment is off. But she thinks this is a great idea. She thinks what she's about to do is a great idea. And then over here with that relationship with the Hermit, again, not learning anything, not looking outside the box, and failure. We have a failure here. So, I can't remember what I said with Harry when the split was going to happen. Is it going to be I think September, I said. So we'll see. We're getting there. We're in July right now. How's the royal family responding in July? Again, exposure. And they're fine. They are fine. Again, they're letting her know that, we have your number. If you do X, we may do Y. Hi, Julie. How are you? I see everybody in the comments. But the royal family is standing tall. They are doing something in regard to her that is outside the norm. So if they are making threats or saying, hey, you need to knock it off. If you do this, we're going to do this. It's going to be very unusual. But they know that they've got her pinned down. So July is a good month for them. They're going to be out at Balmoral probably because they spend the summers in Balmoral. Who doesn't love Scotland? I love Scotland. So let's talk about August. August. August, work is done. We're going to hear more information about, or she's going to hear more information about finances in the marriage. And the royal family is sustaining this delightful, painful period at the end of the relationship. They are sticking their fingers in the wound and really messing with her a little bit. I think that they are messing with her the way that she messed with our lovely Catherine, Princess of Wales. I think they're given as good as they got. So work and relationships with work. Try. She's trying to bring that money in. It's just not happening the way that she needs it to, and she cannot understand why it's not working. The bafflement of her, she really is baffled as to why it's not working. Like, why don't people love me? I'm doing all the right things. I'm kind and I'm altruistic, and why don't people like me? It must be Harry. She absolutely is like kind of focusing this on Harry. The reality is that Harry is the moneymaker. If anyone is the Knight of Pentacles there, it's him. Even though all he does is bitch and moan, he really is our moneymaker. So we get into, but it's August. So let's take a look at the relationship. And what did I say? Unhappy home, walking away. Now he's emotionally dysregulated. And I said this in his reading too. He's going to become very emotionally dysregulated. When that happens, he's going to have a hard time conducting himself in a fair and reasonable manner and not being reactive and over the top. So, he runs the hazard of having, police called, domestics, that kind of thing. He runs the hazard of that. So I hope that he does try and keep himself as cool as possible. So, and with the royal family, oh boy. So what they're going to do is they are really, really, really going to put the Princess of Wales out there. And if we have seen her in a luxurious fashion, we're going to see her in even more luxurious fashion. But they're going to do something very cool with this. And I think this is the hand of King Charles in there. I think they are going to recycle a great deal of her dresses. I think they're going to have them remade, her suits, those kinds of things. I think we are going to see really fabulous presentation of her with consideration for the environment and luxury items. So I think that's something that we're going to see. Very, very cool. Yorkshire Red. God bless Amazon for delivering that to me. What is this going to do? This is going to make her camp very unhappy. She is going to see time and time again, not the exaggerated, what she perceives as fancy fashion here, like that red suit that she wore to the school, the excessive dressing in September in New York when it's still Indian summer here. I don't know if that's I shouldn't use that term, but she just is going to pale in comparison, even more so. Yeah, wifey, you can order Yorkshire Red. There's Yorkshire Red and Yorkshire Gold, and you can order those on Amazon. One of my English subscribers turned me on to it, and it is delicious. It was after I told them my mom orders her tea from Sainsbury, which is like a regular grocery store in England. And my mom thought it was the most delicious tea ever. And I mentioned it, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's like store brand. You can't drink that. Get the Yorkshire Red." And I was like, "Really?" And I thought it was going to take forever to get here. No, I had it like the next day. It was fantastic. It is Yorkshire is the brand, and the red, they have different levels. So here, let me. Taylors of Hargate. Sorry about that. I'm gonna give you guys a link. So the Yorkshire Red is a little bit different from Earl Grey. I feel like Earl Grey is a bit butterier. It tastes butterier to me. So let's take a look at well, we did August, right? Did we do August? Help me out here, guys. Did I do August? I can't scroll back. I don't know if I did August. Here, if I did August, we'll do 2nd August. Sorry about that, guys. I got all excited talking about tea. August, we're beat at work. Nothing's happening there. No money is coming from the royal family. Patience with this relationship. So let's see. Oh, I did? Okay. All right. So let's do. Thank you. Thank you, Natasha. I'm only on my 2nd pot of tea. I should have my act together here. Let's look at September. September is the month that I said in Harry's reading that I thought the actual split was going to happen. So let's take a look. Still no work and still no giddy up from Harry. Or no giddy up from her, I should say. So we have that 3 of Wands. She gets a lot of 3s in reverse because I just don't feel like, I feel like there's a lot of talk and not a lot of action. But there's that Queen of Swords. Now we start to see the swords showing up and the bad nostalgia, looking back, and I didn't say looking black, looking back and not seeing anything in a good light. So I think we're going to see this book. I think she's going to do blow by blow. Maybe it's the journal. Is it the journal? It potentially could be that journal. Oh, we have PG tips too at our house. Rick's having hot chocolate right now. So her judgment again is skewed. There's a level of desperation with work in September, trying to get things to happen. If the marriage is going to come to a conclusion, perhaps we're going to get some writing about how the marriage was horrendous and the A word. Here we go. Now we're in conflict, negative things coming out. You know what? I think she may present us with some super negative information about him, about how difficult he made the marriage, how difficult he made her life, how difficult all of this was for her. This is revelation. The Sun card's a great card, but it's also revelation. We start to see things coming out. So if the Wands are conflict, they're in reverse. This is dialed up conflict. It's really, really going to get heavy duty. And there's going to be a lot of bullish coming out. You guys, if you're a subscriber of mine, you know what the ish word is. You can ish in one hand and wish in the other and see what you get. So I think there's going to be a lot of stories coming out. They're going to be very negative though. With the royal family, judgment is in reverse. This is their wish card. They are glad that she is turning negatively on Harry. Again, this is September. If she does turn on him negatively, that is a cue for the royal family to swoop on in and get him out of there. So this is where we get our extraction situation, where they start talking about that. And he starts to realize how toxic and mean she actually is. So that was September. October. Let's see what October is all about. Things are getting heavy, getting crazy. Things are getting crazy. October. So October, she is going to start getting paid from him, but she doesn't have anyone to manage her work at home. So I don't know if Harry has any kind of a deal with anyone, if he's got any kind of support. I don't know if he does, but she certainly does not have anyone who's supporting her work. And we got 2 cards there. And we have the only thing that she can do is partner up with someone who is really shady and have them assist with the writing. That's the only thing that she can do. It's her last trick, but it's going to be her last publication. With the relationship, there's going to be some kind of a deal cut where she's going to get an allowance. And oh, we've got the Empress in reverse here. This Empress in reverse is going to be very interesting, because maybe this means we don't take the kids. Maybe the kids go elsewhere. Very curious. In my opinion, I think this, there's going to be an exchange for the lack of motherhood. I think that's what they're doing. Page of Swords in reverse. We have ultimatums coming out. And there's a lot of people on the side of the royal family that are going to be in conversations with her. I feel like it's weighted very heavily on the royal family side. So they're going to have attorneys and support and mediators and negotiators that are on that side. But this is going to be, severing things, ending things, coming up with our plan. If you notice, there's all swords over here. Swords and then a little bit of wands, where we see the power dynamic changing. So this is conversations and closeout. Here, her main goal within the severance of the relationship, with this heart in Three of Hearts in Three of Swords in reverse, and the Empress. I think she's going to negotiate. It's going to be better for the kids. That's what she's going to say. She's going to say it's better for the kids in England, that they'll grow up with a great life, and she'll still be a major player in their life. But the reality is she's going to be paid off behind the scenes. So that's October, November. Let's look at November. Yeah, here we've got more negative stuff. She's got more negative stuff to say about him. Once she gets that deal, once she gets an allowance, she's going to have a lot of negative things to say about him. She's going to say how challenging the marriage was. It was so difficult, and the systems made it just so much worse. She's writing a book. She's going to write a book about how craptastic her life was with him. I think the King of Swords and the Emperor that are going to be involved in this are going to be the editor team that are going to soften the impact of what she's going to put out there. And say that it's going to allude to Harry having problems because of the pressures of social media, the media, et cetera, et cetera. So they're not going to give him a pass, but they're going to say that the conditions that they were forced to live within affected his proclivity for excess. So everybody's talking about iced tea. It's 20 degrees here. I can't talk about iced tea today. So relationship is done. Negative. She is going to be a bee on wheels. And part of the reason is that it's all an effort to really close out the relationship to benefit the story that she's going to tell. Royal family, I think, is going to get some negative information. She's not going to be successful in the execution of that. There's going to be a lot of negotiation with her and the kids, a lot of negotiation. Here in the United States, you can't negotiate child support for a child. So, for example, say a dad has $30,000, $40,000 in arrears for his child support, and the mom says, "Well, if you sign off your rights to the child, we'll call it a wash." You can't do that here in the United States. It's not, or I should say, here in New Jersey. You might be able to do it in other states, but here in New Jersey, you cannot do that. It's you can't buy a child is really the thinking behind that. So, I think the negotiation is going to be, well, we will keep you safe from that horrible media that's chasing you all over the place when you call them. And the kids will be, absolutely safe here. We'll make sure that they have the same kind of protection as the Wales's kids. So I think there's going to be some crafty negotiation over here. They're going to try, they're going to let her go to the lowest possible point, and then they're going to come back and try and sweeten the deal. So they're going to lowball her, and then they're going to sweeten the deal and try to get dominion over the children, which I think will be interesting, because I think we'll find out some more information, but not a lot of information. Because if they do get control over those children, if they do assume responsibility and guardianship of them, I think part of the negotiation is going to be to keep them as quiet as possible. So keep their lives as quiet as possible. We'll see some things. We'll see them, first day of school, that kind of thing. So, but they're not going to be working royals. They will. It's kind of an interesting situation, because they're going to be almost like hostages. So when we saw this in Game of Thrones, they would leave a firstborn child with an enemy king. Theon Greyjoy was one of them. He was left with an enemy king, and that was the insurance policy, that they would not attack. They wouldn't, do anything terrible to the other side. It was a token of truce, I think, is one of the terms for it. The kids, having the kids there, giving her some money, is a way of negotiating to keep her quiet. So very interesting. But I think they really want those kids to be raised with some kind of reverence, and I think they really need somebody else to take control of them, because I don't think that either of them are great parents. But it's just my opinion. Tarot cards for entertainment purposes only. So yes, she's guys, she has a book in the works that she loves, and she's very gleeful about it. It's going to be probably based on the journal entries that she had, or the alleged journal entries. It's going to fire up a lot of stuff about Harry. And it's going to be blow by blow, because they've been dripping all of the information. They've been, people are the R word. Then we got the names through, what's his face. I just think that she's got something in the works here, and it's gonna be dropped, and it's gonna be ugly. So there will be an effort on her part, I believe, to start a new business project with Harry. I think she's going to kind of pitch, or I shouldn't say with Harry, something in concert with the family, possibly children. She may be trying to do something with the children here, and telling Harry that it's an idea that could be beneficial to her. It is not a generosity idea. It is not being generous to the kids. This is really just benefiting herself. So, Page of Pentacles. She's going to want to go to Sandringham for no mother. She's going to want to go to Sandringham because Harry is probably going to go there next Christmas. He's probably, that's probably his only place that he can go. But they don't want her there. There's no interest in having her there. They're gonna say they just don't have the capacity to have her there. She's gonna cite the whole Fergie thing. The Fergie was there this year for Christmas. They just don't want her there. She's too much work. She's not any fun. At least Fergie's fun. Fergie never talked badly about the royal family. So there it is. That's Meghan's year in a nutshell. It was a really big nutshell, but let's do this. So I know there were a bunch of comments here, and Comments are going by fast. I'm sorry if I didn't see them. I do see this. You're going to have to hang on, Savant, because I got a list. So let's start here. We're going to move these suckers off. Let's see how Samantha's court case is going. You can see that. Lawyer's a good guy. This court case has really taken a lot out of her, though. So it's a good thing that she does have a pretty strong lawyer there, a strong attorney, because it's really taking a lot out of Samantha. I feel badly for her. She's not, I don't want to say she's in poor health, but she's just, doing all this extra stuff is just not good. It's not good for her. So, and I want to get 2 more cards out of here. Heart of the matter. There we go. Oh, everybody, can we just stop and applaud this 10 of Cups? Can we all just stop and applaud that? I'm gonna stop and applaud. I get some applause up there. That's a beautiful thing, right? So everything looks really, really good. This court case is going well. The attorney, very strong guy. We've got him right here. They're trying to wrap this up. Very, very, they're really trying to push it to the finish line as quickly as possible, but they're going to run into a snag. This is going to hold it up. So High Priestess over here, that's our secret card, and secrets will be revealed about the shadiness. So I think we're going to see text messages, emails, those sorts of things. Over here, the financial part of it, I think if Samantha is given a financial settlement, I think it's going to be bigger than they expect. I think the damage to her reputation and her ability to earn money is much larger than any of us are calculating. I think the judge is going to calculate it much higher. The speed of this, why do we have so much speed? I'm going to pull 2 cards on this. Because Samantha wants to get back to her regular life. She does not want to be embroiled in this lawsuit. This isn't something that she was really interested in. The reality is it did hurt her reputation. If I went to a restaurant in Florida and I saw her, I'd be like, oh, there's Samantha Markle, So is she able to get a job now? No. Like, people are going to be worried that there's going to be chaos and media out front, or that there's going to be a lawsuit, or she's not going to be able to come into work. It's just not worth it. So here's our attorney. He is not a fast moving guy. The information that he has about Harry is going to be very damaging. So those revelations, I think he's keeping in his back pocket for now. What is going to hold up this court case, because he is going to come for Harry, I think that the royal family is going to step in and if there's a super injunction or something, I think they're going to prevent some of the information from going out. So is that fair? Not necessarily, but it is what it is. Underneath the surface, they can very easily show the unlikability of these people very easily. We've got the King of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the 10 of Cups all in reverse. They're going to show there's a dysregulation of emotional behavior here with these people. That is their ace in the hole. Up here at the top with that success, it's looming. I think they are concerned about it, but the success of the case is looming, and it does make people nervous, especially somebody with the initials MM. So I think that court case is going well. But as court cases go, we do have to wait until more information comes out. So thank you, Miss Aries Rainbow Child, for that Excellent suggestion. So we are going to go over here. Let's just take a look at what's going on with Chelsea Clinton. Actually, I'm going to switch up decks for a second. And this is the Pulp Tarot. That actually, no, she doesn't get that deck. She gets this deck, guys. You know what this one is. Ellen Cannon Reed. It's the most expensive deck in the hospital. It goes ping. So my Ellen Cannon Reed deck. Let's see what's going on with CC. Princess of Wands. What's going on with her? Justice in reverse. Oh, this business. The business with Daddy being named on that that list, the manifest, is causing her some distress. She's going to lay low for a little bit. She thinks that this is very unfair. Happy days, she feels, are behind her. They're not sticking with her. They're not coming into the future. This is 10 of Wands, which is moving on to another thing, another level of incarnation. In this case, with the Ellen Cannon Reed deck, because it is family, it's this manifestation of legacy and family in the homes that we live in, and the projections that we put out there for other people. I have a big divot in my rug. I'm sorry, I keep wiggling back and forth. This is a disruption of that image. The family legacy has been tarnished and has been interrupted, and that's something that weighs very heavily on her mind. It's not something that she can go in there and correct right now. Moving forward, she is trying to find ways to get the world to like them better. I don't think she has any kids. Maybe we'll get some kids or a puppy or something, but that's really what's going on here. Shadow self under the surface, we have the universe card, which is our world card. This is the end. That is the concern, is that this is the end, my beautiful friend. So yeah, there, and 10 of swords just jumped out on it. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave jump out cards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. There's the world card again. Not moving forward. They're going to be staying at home. So we're not going to see them show up on the world stage anytime soon. So, if you, this was wifey. If she's on your mind, it's, I think, because she's a little bit frantic trying to figure out what's their next move. How do they preserve the family legacy that they have right now? So that is something. So let's take a look at this guy. Let's see how he's doing. And we'll use a Pulp Tarot for him. This is new deck for me. I'm having fun with it. I didn't bust out the Del Toro last night. I was actually seasoning the deck while I was watching Why Women Kill. Great series with Lucy Liu and Jennifer Goodwin. If you're unfamiliar with it, I watched the first. I finished up the first season last night. I'm going to watch the second season, I think, today. So let's see how 46 is doing. Let's see how that guy's doing. How is he doing today? Just look at today. Two of Wands. We're coming up with some cool ideas. Three of Cups. The Empress. Who are we bringing out? Bring out your dad. No, not bring out your dad. Again, he's not effing leaving. He is not effing leaving. And he is mad. So, the reason for this anger is because the truth is not out there. The perception is not out there about how well he did, how he made things work, how he got things going, how he corrected some of the poor courses that we were on. So that is why he's so upset, is because there's always this focus on how poorly he performed when the data is just not there. It's just not really apparent. I love how, like, they were saying the stock market made no difference when he was in office, but now the stock market's doing well. Like 46 is getting credit for restoring the economy. So Two of Wands, what do we have going on here? Two of Wands. So this is fun. He is letting some of the drama that's playing out. I know there was a lot of talk about him possibly being in those documents that were just released from that guy who had the island. He's letting that play out. I know people are saying, oh, he was on him. It's my understanding that he wasn't on there as a repeat, traveler, but he was on there like a handful of times. So I think it's the repeat travelers, the ones that went there time and time again, they're an issue. I have a 12-month reading for David Copperfield because he was named on that list as well. So I did a 12-month reading for him. So it's very interesting. We did it in our Tarot 101 class. We started spreads, and so we did that as one of the sample spreads. And so I did a much larger reading myself for you guys. So I think it'll be posted up later today. Three of Cups. He is doing just fine at home despite the negative information that is out there. Is it disruptive to his home life and to his family? Yes, they are all upset about what is going on with Maine, Colorado, and the attempts to get him off the ballot altogether. But, they are confident that moving forward, they're going to be able to do this. The Empress. Who is this Empress? Who is this gal? And I'm wondering if this is, I guess, Laura. I think it might be Laura that they put out to the front to express the sentiment of the family and how unfair this is, how unjust it is. I didn't do an under the surface card for here, so let's do that. Yes, there we go. So trying to not be anxious about the whole list thing that's coming out, and not being being with the powers that be trying to take him off the ballot. Trying not to be upset about that. So I think that they're going to deploy Laura, because I think Laura gives a much better messaging when it comes to explaining the emotional side and the logical side. I think she really is a good balance between the two. The Page of Pentacles. Are we doing anything moving forward that is different? Are we going to change our track? It doesn't look like it. We're going to be full disclosure. So, they did release his tax records at one point. I think he is just going to say, look, I'm an open book. Here, ask me questions. I'll answer them. I think we're going to get more of that. The 10 of Wands here, which reflects also that 10 of Wands there. There's a level of exhaustion. They've just kind of had enough. The younger ones are going to really step to the front, and they're going to set the pacing for the rest of the campaign and all the drama that's coming along with it. So I think we're going to see more Eric. I think we're going to see more Don Jr. I think Laura certainly is going to be out there, perhaps Ivanka, and I don't know. Tiffany seems like she's just not plugged into any of this at all. So the urgency to get out there and speak their truth and give full disclosure. Full disclosure is really the name of the game for this campaign. They're just going to give full disclosure. He is just going to, like, if he had a diary, he would hand over his diary. And he'd be like, here you go. This is my video diary that I made the whole time, I was professional. So, let's see. We're going to see some cool tactics out of them. Of course, they have excellent people that are advising them. So I think, the fight, he's not out of fight. He's not out of fight. He's got plenty of people that are going to get in there. And, it's like tag team wrestling. It's actually like tag team wrestling. So, yeah, she was named. We're going to go back to this deck. She was named in that. They said, let's get her up there. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the live comments. I'm going to kick back over in just a second. She was named on that. Why didn't she ever testify? What was the action behind that? Remember, if it's a power that be, we're going to see that Hierophant card. So it might have been the royal family that got her out of that. Ace of Pentacles. I don't think they had enough information for her to really be compelled to testify. I think there was minimal information connecting her there. If Virginia heard about her being there, which I think is more of what happened, I think she heard about her being there, because if this one's wife, if she was a part of that, she was a very different level of menu item, if you will, at the resort. Let's call it the island resort. She was a different menu item. So there were the very, very young girls that were brought in and compelled to do that. And then there was another tier of operator that was there somewhat in a willing capacity, willing to do it for exchange, for money exchange, and also for the exposure to individuals. So I think, they were on very different levels. So maybe like at different parts of the island. So I don't think that maybe there was enough information to really compel her to have to testify. I think that's how they got her out of that. So that's my opinion. Let me get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. I'm just going to go back to our comments real quick. I just want to see. We're going to hide that. Okay. Okay. Oh, Somerville, South Carolina is where iced tea was created? Really? Everybody loves sweet tea. So just looking through, there's a neat channel that's not another reader, but they give you tours of the, Restoration Nation. I love that. I love that. I follow like this old house and old mansions. Okay, will she attend the Golden Globes? We're going to put that, we're going to star that. And we're going to do that too. And so wifey, I'm just going in order of how they were received, because once I star them on here, it's a special deck. So BBC TV, a different videographer with opinions. Hey now. No, you know who's going to be on the ballot? It's going to be Michelle Obama. She's going to be on the ballot. Falling upstairs for ice cream. Yes, the G gal had a helicopter license. All right, we're gonna star the Christy Gnome thing. All right, so here we go. This one. Was she a companion of Andrew? Did they companion up? Let's do a little storyline of their. That's a lot of negative cards there, right, TD? Oh yeah, yeah. So, in a nutshell, in my psychic opinion, is yes, that there was some kind of situation that they were, if not actually with each other, they were in the same area. Now, I've seen pictures of Andrew with other women that look similar to her. So perhaps he does have that type. But I think, if you're going back and forth to that island, I think, like everybody's your type. Ew. But there's some, when we get wands are some kind of inflamed passion, some kind of inflamed sexuality. So here, this is a working gal. She's doing something she doesn't like for money. She's making it happen. This is her job. A temperance card, is the juice worth the squeeze? Not really. Oh, that was really gross, but not really, but she'll do it anyway. He was an J, not engaging, not very fun. Kind of an ass, quite frankly. But it was, crappy action that happened. It was just like, meh. The judgment was off. I do get the sense that if there was some exchange with them, it was very frantic. He wasn't partnered up with her. It was just kind of like a passing in the hall kind of thing. Like, hey, hey, I'm available next hour if you are. And I think he turned it down. So I think that there was some little bit of action. I think they were in the same place at the same time. Little bit of action. I think she made the effort to get in there and to make something happen, but it didn't work. So let's talk about whoa. Let's talk about, why is Lilibet blonde? Where'd she get it from? She got it from mommy? She got it from daddy. So this is mommy deck. This is daddy deck. Lilibet get it from mommy. Mommy's a secret. Oh. Mommy is a big, big secret and a lie that's out in the world right now. So is she getting it from mommy? Perhaps. Is she getting it from daddy? So I think the genetics of that are coming through more strongly from Harry, but the mommy thing is not. Guys, we all know this, right? Like the mommy thing is not true. There is more to that story. So is mommy blonde? Let's pull a card on that and see if mommy is blonde. Is Lily's mommy blonde? No. Is she redhead? No. Is she dark haired? Yes. So she is dark haired. So I think, we're getting the genetics. We're getting the genetics here. So I think just that recessive gene took over. I don't know. I was never good at that little square thing that you had to do in biology class. So So how is the historical denial of her designation, her R designation, is that historical denial coming home to roost? You guys have good questions today. These are good questions. Here we go, guys. Oh, 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 it's terrible. So yeah, people are really realizing that she's capitalized on this. It's everything she does is so ingenuous. The receipts are out there for the poor behavior and the poor presentation of this. I think, the designation on her call card and on her license are really something that is problematic. And I think she's going to come back and say, well, it's in case I ever get pulled over. Typically, women are not being dragged out of their cars, for bad behavior on the road. Just, we don't see a whole lot of it. So I think that excuse is going to be seen through like it's mud. This is a deflection of culpability that is not going to sit well with her, and it's not going to make her look good. This is the tip of the iceberg that starts to make everybody else question what else she is lying about. She's going to be left standing alone, trying to figure out how to fix this, because no one is going to give her that generosity. She's not going to be able to use that card anymore. Not at all. So that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So her supporters are going to disappear. So Prima, I've got your question, my dear. What makes her think that she can demand an audience with the king? What makes her think that? She has no respect for the monarchy. Come on. She has zero respect for the monarchy. She does not understand how this works. There's the saying, can't understand normal thinking. You guys know what that stands for. So she just can't understand how the royal family works. She thinks this is a confrontation like it's her father-in-law. She's just going to go and confront him and be a jerk about it. She expects them to come back with some kind of generosity. Oh, we're so sorry. We didn't realize you were so hurt by that. We didn't realize our words were so painful. It's all for naught. It's, the complaints that she's coming up with, William got 2 sausages and I got 1. It's that kind of thinking. I think she's also going to bring into the fray that Harry should have been treated differently because he was more damaged than his brother, which is a ridiculous thing. He needs more support because he's damaged more than his brother. He cannot get out of this rut. He cannot correct himself. He cannot regulate himself. She's going to play on the obligation of the father to take care of a child who is not mentally well. She's going to do that, which is really terrible. That's why she wants to have the audience with Charles. She doesn't want to have an audience with King Charles. She wants to have an audience with Harry's papa. And she's going to guilt him, or she's going to attempt to guilt him into helping Harry because Harry is so mentally deficient. This is probably part of the whole divorce scenario where we're moving forward, trying to secure more funds. Like, she'll say, I even went to his family and told them how mentally, distraught he was, and how he was just getting worse. His mental health was just degrading. And now I can't stay around for this because it's a dangerous place for me to be. So I think we're going to get that. Will her name come out on the JE list? One card for this one. Do one card. No, I don't think she is. I don't think we're going to see her name. I think if she was on there, she may have been flying under an assumed name. She may have had, like, you know how strippers have like a stage name. I think she probably had a stage name for when she was going there. It's probably part of her agreement to go there. So let's see how the sugar bag is doing. The sugar bowl. How's the sugar bowl doing? Sugar bowl. The sugar bowl is moving on to other pastures because the sugar bowl just isn't, it's not beneficial to them at this point to be there. When we're outside of the church, that card, the Five of Pentacles, is about really reorganizing your spiritual belief and your understanding of God with the mendicants outside of the church. It's not that they're outside of the church, they're going to the church, they're just going there with none of their worldly goods. They've given up their worldly goods to become closer to God, to understand through suffering, we get a better understanding of God. So that's what the mendicants are doing. These people, the sugar bowl, they are actually fleeing because it's too much complication. It's not good vibe to put out there. It's just simply not good vibe. This is more, and it's not to say that they're having this epiphany and they're becoming good people, but it's a lot of negativity that they have to generate, and they want to move into a different direction with more positivity. Is there the ability to have positivity here? Not really. There's not a lot to be super positive about. And here we've got this gaslighting in reverse, like the ideas that are being filtered through them. This is what we want you to promote. This is going to be really good. None of it's really going to stick. And so a lot of them are making that hard decision to walk away from the organization, or the organic organization, or the grassroots organization. They're just walking away from it. It just doesn't really make any sense to do it anymore. They're having a lot of trouble defending her actions and everything that she's done. So there we go. So now let's talk about Pedro Pascal. We're going to switch over to another deck. We're getting another deck. Throw that on there. A little selenite for you guys. So Pedro Pascal, hubba hubba. Seven of Wands. I think he is playing the field right now. Four of Swords. King of Swords. No. Okay, I'm taking this back. Hang on, guys. 10 of Pentacles. So I think he had been playing the field, like he was doing a little bit, when celebrities get, this Pedro Pascal, guys, you can see it on my pinned comment. When celebrities start to get really hot, they literally have individuals throwing themselves at them, like literally. So I think he is coming out of that kind of a phase and going into a chill down phase where he's just we're reading the current energies right now, where he's just kind of calming down. So I don't see that there's any kind of fertile ground for a potential permanent or significant relationship to come up in his life at this point. King of Swords is working very hard on logical things. He's working on his career. He's working on scripts. He's working on character development, craft development. He's not really focused on the hubbub of having a relationship. I think, you know, there was a flurry of it, and he's kind of speeded through that to kind of get it out of his system. I mean, it sounds terrible though. He's like sowing his wild oats in Hollywood, but you know, that's just kind of the nature of being a celebrity in Hollywood. That kind of stuff happens. So it does look like he's kind of over that at this point. Like he kind of had a flurry of fun. You know, not moving toward anything to steer away from that, but working more toward the craft legacy, the legacy of his career. And under here, there's something about the shift. I think he wants to get away from the action hero, fantasy action hero kind of venue. So do we have any inkling of a special sweetie in the future? Special sweetie, anything in the future? No, he's all the hubbub that he had going on with this flurry of partners was a bit much, and he's perfectly content to just kind of exist on his own right now, and to be celebrated as a celebrity, as a professional in the industry. He's not looking to, if there were some circumstances from the excess, this Three of Cups, the excess, he maybe had a couple of stalkers, had a couple of gals that, or I should say a couple of partners, that did not go away quickly or quietly. So, you know, it just doesn't seem like that he's really interested in that. So we'll check on him in a couple of months. So, Natasha, it's great to see you here. So Stephanie Fox. So is the royal family getting expert doctor advice on how to deal with these two? Are they getting expert advice on how to work with these two? Yes. There's our gray rock. There's our gray rock. Don't engage in the fight, because that's what they want. That's what they want. So top card and the bottom card. So this is interesting. So it's really, they are getting expert advice. Is the expert a good thing? Yes. Is it someone they need to continually advise them? Probably. They are putting someone in the driver's seat on this. It's not a PR person. It is a professional. I'm pulling one card. Is it HG Tutor? I don't know anyone in this world that I would want to deliver a death blow to my enemy more than HG Tutor. So I do think that he is advising them. How is he advising them though? This is gray rock right here. You know, somebody comes with data, with information, you're going to gray rock them. You're not going to engage, because the lack of engagement is the anti-gift that the other team is going to get. And they're going to respond with a lot of noise, a lot of negative press, a lot of things to say. So it's, you know, we're giving them, again, enough rope to hang themselves with. So that is the advice. And I think it's HD Tutor. I think he's one of their advisors. I'm sorry. I think that's super cool. So Tanyeka, I hope I'm saying that right. So let me put these on the side. And I didn't see a question, so I'm going to do what you need, what you want, what you get. What you need, what you want, what you what you want, what you need. Well, we did need, want, get. Okay, so need. So what you need is rest and recovery. You need to kind of dial it back and just be on your own. Don't engage, don't fight, don't move forward. This is taking a break after the fight and just kind of cutting your losses, looking at your wins. Here is what you want. You want to speed through this to a conclusion. Sometimes this is really not winning the war as much as it's winning the battle within the war. So sometimes we have to just kind of take inventory at this point. I'm gonna do, because this is want, need, get. I do it in alphabetical order just to keep my head straight. So you want to move more quickly through the particular scenario that you're involved in right now. The order of the day is to hold back, take inventory, see what happened, and what you get is more of the struggle. So the battle is not over. We have a lot of wands here, so it's probably something work oriented or sex oriented. So what I would do if I were you, ooh, 2 hours, guys. We hit the 2-hour mark. Hope you're enjoying your morning. Oh, is this about a guy? It's about a guy. So what you want is to speed to the finish line. So justice card there. Justice card can either be marriage or divorce, and it can be, getting together or not getting together, making a decision on that. And this is like-minded. You want someone to get on board with you and make a decision with you. The holding back, this standing back after the battle, that King of Cups, you may suss out some things that went on in that repose as you step back and kind of take inventory over the whole situation. Are you going to find out some good things? You get a wish card. I don't know if your wish is to find out good things or bad things. It does seem with that 7 of Swords in reverse that some bad information is going to come out. So, or some bad behavior will be revealed. So just keep an eye out for that. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. What you get is that 7 of Swords in reverse. And that is some dogs don't, some leopards don't change their spots. Some dogs you can't teach new tricks to. So what you get is definitely still a balancing act, still kind of not knowing where you're standing, not having a firm foundation, not getting those legacy seeds planted, and somebody is not learning from their past mistakes and still trying to have a renewal, have an exciting new start. So just keep in mind, if this is a love relationship, it's more passion based than it is actual conscious and conscientious love. So just be a little bit careful with that. It's not to say, like, if you find somebody who's got a hot rod and, you want to take that for a spin on a Friday and Saturday night, you can. Just know what you're going to get on Monday through Friday. So I hope that made some kind of sense to you. If you would like, you can do a contribution on any of my cash apps. I do suggest that you do that. You don't have to, but I do suggest it. So there's cash apps in the comments, and there's also super chat, super stickers that you can do. So let's take a look at Siobhan Shaw. Ankit Singh, current feelings for you. Current feelings for you. So let's see. We'll do what he wants, what he gets, what he wants, what he needs, and what he gets. what he wants, what he needs. This is weird. We're getting the same cards. And what he gets. Okay. So what he wants, again, this Nine of Wands is just kind of getting behind their barricade and just kind of chilling out. So there's a level of exhaustion with the Nine of Wands. When we get into those high wand numbers, I want you to think about flames flaring up, like you light a match and it burns really brightly at first, and then it burns out and it's blackened and it's kind of bent over and icky and weak. So yeah, this particular individual is not looking to set up any legacy planning, families, that kind of thing. So he's backed up into his corner. He went back to his cave. He's hanging out. He does not want anybody to disrupt him right now. So current feelings for you at the moment, what he wants is just to be kind of left alone. I'm sorry, honey. Not trying to upset you. What he needs is more balanced approach, and to be more honest about where he is in his life and where he wants to go in his life. That's usually this Two of Pentacles. When we have people that are deciding to get married and move on into a cooperative life with someone, they are a relationship, heavy relationship, that kind of thing. We'll see this Two of Pentacles will come up because this is taking two lives and putting them together and making them happy. But over here, the Hangman, trying to, he's still in the process of figuring out where he wants to be, what his life is going to look like moving forward. He doesn't have any idea of that. Down here, he is resting. So this balancing act that we have going on here is coupled with resting. So he's exhausted from trying to play both sides of that. Ultimate outcome, what he gets is walking away. We have the Moon there, Page of Wands, and we also have those mendicants in the Five of Pentacles. So we're really, just not in a place to restart. What he gets is a blank slate to move forward. The Eight of Cups, which is the big card right here, honey. The Eight of Cups, when people get this card in relationship readings, I tell them, you're in something good, but it might not be great, and you may want to leave it to see if you can find something better. And that, I think, is where he's going in this. That's where the get is. So at the moment, I do sense very strongly that he wants to be just kind of left alone. So I wouldn't do any pressure. You could check in a few weeks or a few months. You can always do that. But right now, it looks like he really just wants to be. He wants to be left alone. So I'm sorry about that. So current feelings toward you, it just doesn't look like he really wants to set up anything long-term and permanent with anyone. It's not just you. So I hope that helped. Sorry, it's not great news. But as always, if you would like, you can do a donation. You don't have to. Someone's blowing me up on one of my other things. So will Megan attend the Golden Globes? Let's take a look at that and move the selenite over. Let's see. She was also trying to get an Oscar invite to the Vanity Fair party, from what I understand. So we'll do a couple of things here. So is she going to get an invite to the Oscars? No. Is she going to get an invite to Vanity Fair's party? Yes. That looks like a yes. Will she go? No. So she was asking for an entourage invite, which basically means you're going to roll in with like 20 people. So I think she was trying to outshine everyone there. So Will she go? Will she get an invite to the Golden Globes? That was the worst split I've ever done in my whole life. Will she go to the Golden Globes? Jury's still out on that. When are the Golden Globes? What's the holdup? I think the court case is still going to be the holdup on that. She may not. It depends on what the optics are around her court case. Court case is. So there we go. We'll look at that a little bit later. So Stephanie Fox says, this is the reason I starred this one is because I want to see, is there a chance for her to go to jail for treason? Just her. We're just going to look at her. Treason in the United Kingdom. Chance for that. Do we have a chance for that? So you're saying there's a chance? Yes. Yes, there is a chance for that. So potentially the chance for treason. That's pretty exciting. Okay. Wife of a grumpy Marine. Let's see this. So we got to go back to the other deck. Is Chelsea part of that group? Let's see if Chelsea is part of that group. Necklace. Let's talk about the necklace. Is she part of that group? Yes, she is. I don't think we'll see any kids out of her. If she doesn't have kids, I'm wondering if that's part of her deal. Yeah. Huh. I think she is on that team. You know what team we're talking about. I think she's on that team. And I think it is very creepy. Let's put it that way. I think that's why she wears that particular necklace. All right. So everybody sit tight. I'm just going to do a quick intermission because I'm only human. So I'm going to do a quick intermission and I will be right back. But I'll play some music for you. All right. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to run to the ladies' room. But now I'm back. Okay, so Chelsea is part of that creepy club. And then we have 45. We were talking about 45. And Christy. I actually don't want to use that deck. I want to use this bigger deck. So let's see. Is 45 considering Christy Gnome as a running mate? Sloppy shuffle. I'm going to blame it on my hoodie. 45. Is he thinking about Christy Gnome for a running mate? What? This deck just keeps spitting the same cards out. So what he wants, he wants a strong partner that is going to wage the war with him. Strong partner that's going to wage this war with him. I don't think he wants her. I think he will take her if that's all he can get, if that's all the only person he can get. What he wants is the antidote to Pence. But he wants someone that he can work with moving forward. I don't know if they work that well together. I know they like each other, but I don't know if they work that well together. What he needs is more balance. He needs someone to balance his showmanship. So is Christy Gnome kind of a out there kind of, razzle dazzle? Not necessarily, but he needs someone who's a little bit like Pence was kind of the antidote to his bombastic personality. I think he really needs something that's more in line with that. So it's not going to be a Sarah Palin or anything like that. Tulsi Gabbard, even though I think she's an independent. With her gray streak, and being from Hawaii and being a turnover from the other party, I think she's a little bit of a hot topic, even though I'd love to see her on the ticket. I love Tulsi Gabbard. I think she makes a lot of sense. But is Christy Gnome, I think she was a little too vocal about, being anti-establishment during the great lockdown. I think she was a little too vocal about that. So the strength card, what he gets, patience. He's going to get what he wishes for. He's going to get the wish. And I think it's going to be a showpiece person that's going to run with him. I don't think it is going to be someone of I hate to say, like, more substance than Christy Gnome. I think it's going to be someone who is more who was his first the first press secretary. I can't remember her name. I think it's going to be someone more like that, who has a bit of a presence and is a bit flashy. So I don't know if Christy Gnome is the answer. It's almost like he'll take what he can get. Like, if she's the one who'll agree to do it, let's do it. It feels very murky. I'm not really getting any flashes in my head here. I do think that it's going to be a woman, but I think it's going to be a blonde. I think there's something about having a blonde there that is going to set up a really interesting visual dynamic. I think there's something about the visual dynamic that is going to be put forward. So that's interesting. We're going to do a lot more political readings and postings as we get into this election year here in the United States. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're going to get it. Tea is so delicious. Wifey, thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate it. And TD, you little sweetie pie, thank you so much. You guys are great. And I'm going to just take these comments down. And oh, there we go. We got Amanda showed up. Let me get back up here. So, and I just want to go through some of these comments. So, stick with me. Trying to get back up to the comments here. So, oh boy, there's a lot of comments here. All right, guys. Holy bro. Holy crow. I wish I could share like the list that I'm looking at with you guys. So that was the end of my list. So, ooh, a Submariner's license for those little subs. That's crazy. All right. The mental pictures I need to sage my brain. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Stephanie Fox. Yeah, Stephanie, I have a head injury too. My brain doesn't work exactly correctly. But sometimes we get head injuries, you develop psychic ability sometimes. It rocks that pineal gland, knocks the calcium right off it. So, oh, Stephanie, I'm glad you're here too. I hate that you're struggling, but everybody send some flowers over to Stephanie in the comments. And Amanda, it's like it's 35 degrees and it's going to snow a little bit up here today, but not a lot. Not a lot. So my folks are back there down by you in the nice warm weather. So Cheyenne, hi. Well, I'm doing celebrity readings, but I can do a reading for you if you want as well, if you're still here. So you just post up your comment. I will put it on my list. I'm just catching up on all of the, oh, Stephanie, you're in Australia. I have a ton of clients and fans in Australia. I love my Australian people. You guys are great. So scrolling through. You guys are nice and chatty in the comments. I love that. I love that, like, everybody's like hanging out, having a good Saturday morning. I'm just getting through the comments, guys. Does Megan have respect for anybody? Let's take a look at that. Let's see about that. No. So, like, I would even say I don't think she would have any respect for Diana. If Diana was still alive, like, how would that go? Like, how would that relationship go? It would be terrible. She would, dating relationship, not married relationship. How does she feel? I think that her opinion, she hates Camilla because she's supposed to, if she's a Diana supporter. So she's like, team Diana, team Camilla. I think that's what she's doing. Did she respect the queen? I don't think she did. So did she respect the queen? To a certain extent. She knew that was where the bread and butter was. And she knew that she would never be able to have that close relationship with her. So at that point, that was when she decided just to go full bore. But it was because she wasn't getting what she wanted. It's just terrible. Smita. Hello, Smita. How are you, dear? So, okay, well, how will my daughter study 10 studies and result? I'm thinking there's a test or a degree that Vishnanvi is trying to pass. So let's see. Let's see what we get. What you want, what you need, what you get. So if this is an exam that we're trying to pass, the threshold, the benchmark that we've set for scores is a little bit higher than we should expect. Yeah, the benchmark is a little bit high. So just be patient until that comes out. So what you want, what you need. So what we need to do is stop looking at the end game. We need this score to be X amount so that we can get into medical school, get into legal school, get into or law school, not legal school, get into whatever school. Stop looking at the end game and just look at the exam, because it's almost like the foresight is too far in the future. What we get is conflict, because the goaling that is going on with this exam and with the education is not in alignment with what should be done in the present. It's just looking too far down the road. Now, I know when you're trying to get an advanced degree, when you're trying to get into a discipline that is requires a great deal of education, that you do have to hit some benchmarks, but smaller leaps, smaller chunks. Look 1 year at a time. So I think we'll do well. We'll not do poorly on the exams, but will not do as well as we're pressuring your daughter to do. So just dial back that expectation, because it's going to affect the marathon of her studies and degree. She really needs to look at the present. She needs to be as present as possible. So I hope that helped. I do ask for donations if you are capable. My Cash apps are at the bottom of the screen, or you can do it through YouTube. I also think on Facebook you can, oh my gosh. You can do it through the chat feature as well, I think. So I'm trying to get through, guys. Yep, Norks love that tug of war. Gray Rock. Persicity, yes, I do think that he is. I pulled some cards on it while you stepped away. So I do think that he is. I think he is perhaps talking to the people that talk to the royal family. I have been in for 2 hours. So Amanda, I did a premiere and I was in the chats. So there were so many people, and I had like 50 people watching the video. So I was like, oh, I'll do it live. I was going to do production videos anyway, but this makes it a lot easier. I don't have to do a thumbnail. I can go back and clip the video and use pieces of it. So I will probably do that with Meghan Markle. So I did that right in the front. Yeah, you know what? The notifications, some of my videos I didn't set up with notifications this time. I had to reorder the times, and when I do that on StreamYard, it doesn't set the notifications right. TD, you'll be able to do this sooner or later. Don't you worry. So, and there's been something weird going on with my subs. Like I'm losing a ton of subs, and then It's it's been a little bit weird. It's been a little bit weird. Oh, where's Linden House? Where's that? I would do that. Yeah, Alicia and I were talking about doing a meet and greet, or a trip or something like that. And we started the conversation during the pandemic, so we may have to restart that conversation. So we are trying to go to Germany for Greg's 50th, though. So for Gregtoberfest, we're going to do it in Germany. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Okay, let's do this. So what we're asking is, does Willie's Willie work? Willie's Willie. It works. That was a lie. That was just a lie. It was a lie. He's a liar. I did not have relations with that woman. It depends on what the definition of is. So that was one of my favorite things. I just, yeah, go on with your bad self, Willie. So yeah, it works just fine. It was just a story that he, told her. So if anything happened, he would have said, "Oh, well, it's not mine. You must have done something." She would have been pressured to eliminate that situation. So, wait. I sometimes do need to check the I am a robot box. Gregopedia, he has work later, so he is sleeping. Gregopedia is sleeping. I'm going to make an intermission video for you guys. So I'll make one, but I have to be careful. The new video that I put for my intro, I got a copyright smack. So none of my videos with it are being monetized. I'm muting it, but it's a bummer. I like that intro. I thought it was cool. Oh, good. We've got Tulsi fans in here. Carrie Lake. Let's see what the chances of Carrie Lake showing up are as the number 2 spot. Let's see. We've got a problem with this election, though, guys. I'm telling you right now, the election is not looking good. It is not looking like it's going to be anything like we expect it to be. And my Vedic astrologer, Thor Sandalwood, who is also here on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to him, go on over there. Tell him I sent you. He's a great guy. He actually does my Vedic astrology. We love him. But he said he does not see that we're going to have an election. He said he sees a woman in office for 7 years and that we are not going to have an election. So something is going to get in the way. Something in the way. She moves me. So Carrie Lake, no. Carrie Lake is not going to be on that list. There's something about dissimilar beliefs that we have there. She's going to have some kind of a place of prominence. We're going to hear more about her, but not in the capacity of number 2. She's not going to be his or on Star Trek number one. We're just not going to see her there. They don't get along in the same room quite as much, but she is a valued player in that industry. So may see that. And Sarah. What is she? The governor of Arkansas? Is that where she's governor? So are we gonna see Sarah? You see this overhand shuffle that I keep doing? It's like, whoop. All right, Sarah. You're going to see her in a number 2 capacity. Number 2. Amanda, I think you're onto something here. Again, I think that she is going to be more of a consult. I don't want to say cabinet member because I don't think she's going to leave her position. And to be sure, like, again, I'm having a lot of trouble seeing that this campaign is going to be successful. I think a lot of people aren't going to want to jump on the campaign. It's an honor to be asked, but I think it's no, I'm not going to be able to do it right now. I think this is a discussion that maybe was had, but I think they ultimately have decided because she's just not interested that it's a no-go. So, oh, it wasn't Kaylee that I was thinking about. It was the first one. I can't remember what her name was. The one who was his campaign manager or campaign chair or whatever. I can't remember her name. But I loved Kaylee. I thought Kaylee was adorable. But it wasn't Sarah Huckabee Sanders that I was thinking about. It was the other one. I can't remember. She just got divorced. So yeah, I felt bad for Sarah. They really they went for her. They went for her. It was terrible. And thank you, Amanda. Please like this video. Did they do DNA on those princes in the tower? You know what? I got to look that up. Let me look it up. Stick with me. I want to see DNA evidence could prove whether Richard III was responsible for the unaliving of Edward V and his younger brother Richard of York, who were confined in the Tower of London. Researchers say that if the DNA could be extracted from the remains of 2 boys and compared to that of Elizabeth Roberts, and there's the match, it proves the dead boys were Edward V and Richard of York. 2018, geneticists obtained a DNA sample from a recently identified direct descendant of the Princess in the Tower maternal grandmother. So, so they've got the DNA. They've got the DNA. So are these... What are we going to find out about these boys? We can find out about these remains. All right, so remain number 1. This doesn't help. So this basically says, it was a powerless individual, probably the younger of the 2, and that they were unalived. And this one is by nefarious means. Obviously, both of these boys, it was by nefarious means. They were not protected by the people who were supposed to be working with them. So that is number 1. So yes, we've got a mystery on our hand. Definitely questionable action taken on them. This one, speed. Again, we're taking matters into our own hands, ending the power and the dismantling here. So dismantling of natural course. This could be legacy. This could be hierarchy. Dismantling that by someone who was terrible and executing them. So a lot of swords here. I know there's some discussion about that because they are just skeletal remains. They're not going to be able to determine the means of the mode and means. I'm getting a lot of blade here. So if they did this kind of a thing, I think that's really what we're getting. I'm going to say that they were both taken off the earth plane by nefarious means, and that the effort was, this one I definitely was getting that it was the younger. This one I'm getting is the older, because this is the one that would have been in the succession. This is the one who would have been the dawn of the next reign. So yeah, I think they're going to find out that we've got something legit here. So is it them? Fool in reverse. This is typically a no. But there's something up with this. So it was an effort to take someone out of the line of succession. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like those of you that don't know that story, was like, yeah, they brought the boys to the tower and then they disappeared. Like that was the end of it. They were just gone. And everyone was like, yeah, we don't know where they are. Really, really disturbing stuff. Oh, Amanda, thank you. And it's just for graciously I can't even say it, graciously sharing my gift. Thank you. This is great. I really appreciate that. So this is where that bed and breakfast is. Yeah, like wifey, let's talk about that. The election is a conundrum. It's going to be a right mess. So governor of Arkansas, Arkansas, or that's Arkansas, right? Okay. So Kellyanne Conway, ding, ding. Thank you, Cynthia. That's who I was thinking of. Let's look at Kellyanne Conway. Penny, I did check on Christy Nome. We're going to get Kellyanne Conway in there. She is super bright. A lot of people don't like her. Like the opposition does not like her at all. But Kellyanne Conway, no, she's not doing it. The problem is that ex-husband who had a lot to say. He was kind of an irk Jay. She's got to keep things under wrap. She's not looking to move forward that way. There are other things that she's going to do. Is she going to be involved in the campaign in a visible way? No, I don't think so. I think she's going to be behind closed doors. I think she is a consultant at this point, but not out in front. I think he's going to make use of his family for those people out in front. I think he's going to let them take the slings and arrows. So yes, I did do Christy Noem. You're going to have to back it up for that, but I may slice and dice this video into little mini clips so you guys can enjoy them. That'll be my morning tomorrow while I'm having some more tea. Yeah, like I think there should be a tarot trip, and so I was going to talk to this year. It might be a little tricky for me because it's just we have so much going on. But maybe I told everybody after the holidays, I go, you know what, we're not doing this next year. Let's just go on vacation. So, we're actually working with, I've got to reach out, a travel agent to put together our trip to Germany. And that way we can get everybody on a payment schedule because we want to go with a bunch of people. And, that'll be for Greg's 50th. Greg's birthday's in December, but we're going to celebrate his birthday in September with Oktoberfest in Munich. Very exciting. But I would love to put together a trip and just it's who does it? That gal who's got the Royal Channel, Royal News Network or whatever it is. She does. She put together a couple of trips, one to the Cotswold and one to I think the Coronation. I think she actually put one together for that. And Shannon Lester puts together trips all the time, and they like go on like cruises and like all these fun places. So it's like super cool. So yeah, we'll be again. I'm doing a lot of scaling with the business next year, so we can keep doing that. It could be like a tarot seminar out on the road. You guys could all learn stuff, and have to find a place that we can live stream from. So it'll be fun. So, good morning, Rainbow Rose. It is bright and early for you, sweetie pie. So, Aries Rainbow Child. Was Megan aiming for William? I've never really gotten this, like, that she actually wanted William. Like, she thought she was going to come in and disrupt that marriage. The woman thinks she lives in a script. So, you know, it's just, she's just kind of ridiculous. So I think that she was under the impression that she could create a situation that would make her indispensable. I think really that was what she thought she was going to do. She was going to, you know, I don't know if it's blackmail. It doesn't really seem like blackmail. It seems more like she wanted to make herself indispensable because she's such an incredible genius. So, you know, that I think really is more of what she was going for. But he didn't have any patience for her. He didn't. I think she was continually asking to have meetings with him alone, and he kept shooting her down, like, no, I'm too busy. And I think that was not to get him into a compromising situation as much as it was to, like, really drill down and do that you know, narcissist kind of love bomb, like, I'm just here to help. Like, reality, your reign is going to be the one, like, you know, just really blowing smoke up his ass to try and make things happen for herself. So I do think that, you know, there was some sketchiness behind her motivation, but I don't think she was trying to get in the sack. I don't think she was trying to do that. I think, you know, all those moony eyes, like, oh, you're just so wonderful and smart. She did that to Harry too. We saw that. She really wanted to secure her position. Look at that. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles twice. She wanted to secure her position financially there by making herself an integral part of his reign. She watched way too many Game of Thrones. Now I'm in the mood to watch Game of Thrones. Her aggressive manner of ambition, and I don't want to say ambition for herself, but being ambitious about different projects was very off-putting to him. And he really was like, you got to slow it down. Like, you know, we don't move this quickly. She also made a huge mistake of trying to connect with him on the loss of his mother. That was, again, for entertainment purposes only. It's my own personal downloads and psychic information. I think she was like, I know you're in so much pain. You're in so much pain, right? So much pain. I think she tried. And it's just not that big of a wound with him. It was a hard stop. He did not suffer fools lightly. And he just kind of let it go. And the partnership, even when she was like, well, maybe, you know, we could do a partnership. I know Catherine's not really equipped to do this. She tried to sweeten that up, but like, she was nasty to Catherine already. Catherine was like, yeah, I'm not hanging out with her. I have this strong feeling that Catherine called her a skank. I just think that was like, oh God, she's a skank. You know, Catherine comes from a fairly normal family. She doesn't come from a royal family. She comes from a well-off family, but they're a nice family. They're not a family of jerks and grifters. So, you know, there's a very different outlook. So let's go up here. Hi, Gabby. Hi, Gabby. So I'm going to get rid of this gnarly deck and put some selenite on it. So I'm sorry that you had a fight yesterday. So we're going to do 3 cards, and Gabby, if you'd like, you can consider making a donation to my channel so I can keep bringing you guys psychic information like this. Help guide you guys through the darkest moments. I know fights really suck. I hate getting into fights with people. So because I'm a Cancer and like it sticks with me forever. Like I'm not letting go of that, you know? If you tell me I'm ugly, if you tell me I'm fat, I'm gonna be like, yeah, for the rest of my days. I'm never gonna forget it. So all right, Gabby. What's coming out of this fight? What's coming out of this fight? What you want? Oof. What you need? What you get? That's some serious thinking stuff. So I hate to set you on a course of Saturday scrutiny, but it looks like Saturday scrutiny. So what you wanted to win this fight. Okay. You wanted to come out on top, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on this. We're not going to just leave it right there. So what was going on here? So we get that Knight of Cups in the upright. So that's a sweetie pie coming to you, being very sweet. But there's the Seven of Swords there. So there's some shadiness that was going on. So, and there's protectiveness because we've got the Four of Pentacles there, you know, not giving up any information. So are you trying to extract information from your sweetie pie? Because if so, he's not giving it up. He's not giving it up. So, you know, if you're trying to get him to admit that he was wrong or admit that, you know, he did something incorrectly, that is not going to happen. That's what you want. What you get, he is going to ghost you for a little bit. He's not going to talk to you. The conversations are going to be pretty rough. So if you're feeling some anxiety or sadness over this, you're just going to have to sit it out for a little bit. Now is not the time to collaborate and get on the phone together. Emotions are still really, really high with this wand energy here. Just, you know, flaring up, not really being in, sorry about that. I hit my microphone. Not being in a very logical state of mind. That Page of Swords here doesn't want to talk or is just going to shut down any conversation. That's going to create more anxiety here. So, you know, I would sleep on it, baby. I would sleep on it. So what do you get at the end of all this? We have that Eight of Swords, Temperance. I hate to say it, but I think somebody needs to apologize here. One of the parties needs to apologize and is not willing to do it. So I think we're going to be at a stalemate. So what's the result of this? Like, where are you guys going to wind up at the end of all this? Potentially could be a big breakup. So this, you know, potentially could go in a direction that's more permanent. So what I would do is take inventory, sleep on it today, just chill out, let this die down, and think about what was said, who needs to apologize, figure out who needs to apologize. If it's him that needs to apologize and he's not about to, then perhaps you are better off going in a different direction. But if it's you that needs to apologize, I would sleep on it just for a day or so and just formulate a really good apology. But this potentially has the there's potential for this to be a permanent breakup. So I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear. I tell you what the cards say. I can't. Well, I mean, you can spell cast with tarot a little bit, but you can manifest with it. But I want to tell you what is going on for real, what the current energies are. So, you know, if he's a good guy and you just fumbled, I would go back and revise my actions or review my actions. So look at this. I'm having trouble shuffling all over the place. So, oh, we're going on 3 hours here, guys. 3 hours. So much fun. And of course we have trolls in the comments. I guess that's a troll. So, I think she would have settled for any guy who had any kind of money. You know, I think it was a money thing for her. You know, she really needed to get that retirement package going. So, so when you guys say after, like in a romantic relationship, I think she was not after the romantic relationship as much as she was power seeking. So, you know, the queen obviously was, you know, a seat of power in the family, and that she tried to fake, but the queen sussed her out. Charles was Prince of Wales when she came on board and was still in that, you know, not in, you know, leadership capacity to the ultimate extent. So I think she was trying to butter up those potential seats of power. I don't think that tungsten was a compliment. I think it was actually a pretty rude. Those of you that don't know, King Charles had then Charles, Prince of Wales, had called her Tungsten. He had nicknamed her Tungsten, and I don't think that it was a compliment. I think that it was actually a pretty rude thing that he had said, and I think she missed it, and she let that out. Like, oh, he thinks I'm so amazing. He thinks I'm like tungsten, because she just doesn't understand the subtlety of it all. So with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, those are both servitude positions. The Page of Pentacles in reverse more so is a servitude, an illusion of servitude, with, you know, and this, again, this is with Charles. This is her saying, I will forsake my country. I will forsake my nationality for you. I serve you. She came in with that. It was very phony. It was very fake. It was not real. You know, she played on the whole, it's an honor to produce children into the line of succession. She talked about duty and having the legacy that she never had with any of her families. The illusions that she hid behind the scenes here, the illusion, you know, is that lack of protection thing. Like, I'm just so pursued. You know, I just always have been pursued by paparazzi. It's always been such a challenge. And I really understand how difficult that is for people. Hang on all. I've just been drinking tea since I got up this morning. So probably a good idea to have some water. So she really, that illusion that she was creating was, you know, the desirability of her that, you know, he may not have been aware of, because, you know, let's face it, Prince Charles was all the way up here. He wasn't paying attention to Suits. He wasn't paying attention to American actresses in Canada. He was paying attention to what was going on in England. So whatever line of ish she was running past him, she was hoping that he was going to buy it hook, line, and sinker and not bother to look it up. The reality is that there's very smart people as courtiers, and they were looking it up. They were the ones who couldn't find the storyline that she was sending out there. So you know, and you get these people in your life, and in Italian, I think he's called quandamas, and they just overstate everything about themselves. They're just like, oh, you know, I was the top this, I was. So we have this friend who was involved with someone, and this person that they were involved with, thank God they're not with them, was like an expert in everything. So if you said, oh, I don't know, won an award for knitting sweaters at the county fair. Like all of a sudden this person would like start to tell you the story about how they owned a knitting company or maybe a wool farm, and it was like on and on and on. It was like ridiculous. Like you couldn't mention anything without this person broadcasting that they were an expert, they were a leader in the field. And in the meantime, they had like a crap job and like we're just kind of like a non-starter, in midlife. And it was like, well, if you had all these fabulous things, why aren't you doing any of them now? That's kind of the mentality of this Meghan Markle situation, is that, she would broadcast herself as a supermodel, as a fluent French speaker who either studied for 4 years or 8 years. Like I tell people, I can speak Russian. I can speak some Russian. I studied it at Middlebury College. I went to the language program and I continue to study on my own. The only person I really had to speak Russian with was my grandfather. He passed away at the end of the 90s. Like, I really don't have anybody to speak with. Can I have a conversation? A little bit, have I told Greg some fun words that in his professional life he's encountered when he had to deal with Russian people? Yes. But I'm by no stretch of the imagination fluent. I would never say to someone, oh, I studied for 8 years. Oh no, wait, it was 4. In fact, one of the jobs I took, one of the insurance agencies I was at, that's on my resume, that I, studied Russian at Middlebury in the language school. And the owner of the shop was like, great, you're going to be a Russian speaker. And I was like, yeah, dude, I don't even know how to say policy. I don't know how to say deductible. Like, I have no idea how to say any of those things. He's like, you'll figure it out. I was like, that's nuts. But, I could have a high level conversation with someone. I could sell somewhat in Russian, but, ask me to read tarot cards in Russian, I can't do it. So with her, this Queen of Swords, she was like, I'm your speaking person. I'm so great at speaking. I'm so great at communicating. You just tell me what to say and I'll do it. That was her 11th hour safety net, when like he wasn't like, yeah, we want you to do this. She was like, I'm an expert at speaking. And he was very excited about that because he didn't think that they were going to have to train her to do any public speaking. So I think that was the courtship of King Charles and, by Meghan Markle. I think that was the courtship, was that she was going to make it very easy for him to put her out in front of the world and have a reach that would be less training intensive. I think that was really her whole gist there. So let's see. I know cow eyes whenever I see them. Diana was blonde. Yes, was past tense. Oh, Gabby, I'm seeing all your comments here. Tell my emotions. He feels like I criticize him. Yeah. So, it's wife of a grumpy Marine. Tell him you love him. So I think just kind of sit back for today. Again, if an apology needs to be made, and I'm not saying that you did something wrong because I wasn't there. I don't know what the whole situation was, but just make sure that you sit on it for a little bit. He's like playing with his Xbox or something today. It's just chill out day. I think I'm gonna go play with my Switch in a little bit. B-Bear. The Alaska air incident, a doorbell. What in the name of all that is holy is going on in the world? So what is going on? Let me do this. We're gonna put a little selenite on that. Do we have another deck I can pull out? Yeah, let's do this deck. This is my wise old owl deck. Nice pretty colors for everybody. So, all right, Boeing Max. What is going on with Boeing Max? It's actually the deck of the month in my newsletter this month. I love this deck. I'll do a community post with it, with a link. All right. Something about going too fast and being cheap. So they learned their lesson. So I think they there was poor judgment on the either the product or the not the product, the supplies that they use. There was poor judgment on the supplies that they used. It's like they used something that was very cheap. It was very cost effective. It was a good idea. They moved a little too quickly on it. They did not do as much testing as they should have. Again, this was a cheap thing, and I think it was a vendor that they used to use some time ago. That there was some kind of relationship there, and it may or may not have been a last chance. Like, oh, can you just give us a try? We're gonna give you this, and we'll give you a great deal on it, plastic, metal, whatever it was. And we're going to give you a great deal on it. And again, this could be the manufacturer to the actual people who are putting it together. They said, give us a chance. We're gonna prove ourselves to you. And boom, same thing happened. It just was not a great product that came out in the end. Judgment card here, poor judgment underneath, and up here. They're not going to make this mistake again. So lesson learned. Whatever they need to correct at this point, they're correcting. So if it's the hinges, if it's the plastic, if it's something about the way that it was installed, they're gonna fix it. Is it a major problem? I don't think it's necessarily a major problem. I think it's a problem that they're addressing. Yes, SEX's power. She's very flirty, and they did turn her down. They did not succumb to it. You can say that. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, comments are fine. It's the stuff that I can't say. Hi, Karen. How are you? So everyone's saying hi to Karen. I would love to learn Russian. It's fun. It's a fun language. It's actually it's as descriptive as French, as passionate as Italian, and as forceful as German. The curse words are amazing. The colloquialisms for cursing are just amazing. They're some of the most creative and colorful curses you can bestow on anyone. But it's I think it's a really beautiful language. My mother does not like it, but I do think it's very, very pretty. It's not as awful as people think that it is. It just and it is hard to learn because of the Cyrillic alphabet. And also if you're studying history, the Russian changed at the during the revolution. It became much more leveled out. There was a revolution of language as well during the revolution. So pretty cool stuff linguistically over there. There's also a problem with Russian because there's a lot of foreign words, like referee is referee. I believe hockey is hockey. I don't think they have a Russian word for it. So yeah, things are very interesting over there. So Karen, yes, I give you a reading, Karen. I am going to be wrapping it up. I'm going to use the Owl Tarot. It's your mom's anniversary today. So what do you want to know, Karen? Let me just scroll down. Hi, Deborah. I see you there. Yeah, Deborah, I've been on for 3 hours. Okay, it's your mom's anniversary. Yes. Okay. So this is going to be my last reading, guys. We're going to do this for Karen. Hope everybody had a great time. This was fun. 3-hour live. So what do you need to hear from mom? So this is fun. So don't worry. This is the messages from her. Don't worry about pleasing her. Don't worry about keeping her happy, because it's a mom's job to worry. That's what she's saying from the other side. um she sees you, she sees your accomplishments, she sees your failures, she sees everything, but it's a mom's job to worry. So don't worry that you're not living up to her expectations. So don't worry about that, because it's very funny that she's like, yeah, it's like my job to worry. Like, of course I'm going to be worried. But she thinks that you're doing well in your life. She thinks that you're doing well. Hi, Gemma. Um, the I hate to say, it's like you take the good, you take the bad. Like she is proud of you, whether you do well, whether you're not doing well. Um, and she is always with you. So there is this sense that you can call her. So we were talking about this either on a live or in my class, and there are when people cross over, they hang out for a while, and they're still available to us for a certain amount of time. Then they do ascend to a different level, but we can still call them back and have conversations with them. Once they transition into another lifetime, which does take quite some time, it doesn't happen in 3 weeks. Like sometimes when children are really really young, they will transition very quickly, and we don't have those kinds of conversations. So we have some friends that lost a child very very young. She was just shy of her third birthday, and he had told me that there are a lot of mediums that do prey on their grief group. And I should say prey. It's like, that's so mean. But they tell them, for $2,000 I can contact your child, and they basically find them through the obits. It's really terrible stuff. But children usually move on very quickly, especially if it's a sudden situation. They usually move on very very quickly. Young people, I shouldn't say children, but young people typically move on very, very quickly. In this case, when we have, an adult that has passed on, they can still come and like wiggle back in and say hello and do some communications with you. Now, communication, like what does that entail? You can get flickering of lights. The electric circuits are really really easy for them to manipulate. So you get flickering of lights, that kind of stuff. One of our friends that passed away, we have mason jars, and he pops the lids on them. So he pops the lids down here in my storage area in the basement, and up in the kitchen. So we originally thought that they were popping because of the temperature changes in the kitchen, and then there was no rhyme or reason to it, and we kind of got our clue. It was like one pop or two every now and then. But Greg was putting in our dishwasher and was having a hard time doing it, and he was playing the bongos on them. So it was pretty cool. But she does see you. She does want you to know that she's seeing all the good and the bad. So what would she say today if she needed to tell you something? So, and dysregulation of emotion is something I've been talking about all week. So whenever we get this dysregulation of emotion, I'm not talking about just like, you saw a commercial, saw some flowers that reminded you of your mom and you start crying. I'm talking about like a systemic, prolonged depression, something like that. What you need to do, what she wants you to know is when you get into those funks, that it's going to affect your foundations and the baseline of your life. Then that will affect the judgment in your life, and it will make you act poorly and bring on some bad things. So you'll wind up latching on to some things that are difficult. So how do we remedy that? What does she want us to do to remedy that? Writing things down. Don't be afraid to write things down. Don't be afraid to put your feelings onto paper. So, we call it a spelling for a reason, because we spell things out, we write them out. The power of journaling, the power of writing things down, putting your goals on a Post-it and sticking it on your desktop, or your monitor, that's not a bad thing. It's a way of putting it into a physical process, into a physical thing. So, when we talk about tarot, Ace, 2, and 3 is all very mental. 4 is where we're starting to write things out. So I see you, Karen. Yeah, I would definitely continue to do that. You can have a section of your journal that you have communication with her. And what you'll see, so back to how they communicate with us. So we'll see different things, like electrical things are very easy for them to manipulate, but like moving things in your house or popping jars like we hear in our house, that is a little bit trickier for them. They have to be a really, really strong spirit. So when they've just passed over, there is a warm-up period where they're trying to get their bearings and just kind of figure out where and how their ethereal body works. So sometimes they're not able to do those kinds of things. So these people that are like, oh, I don't want to talk to people that have passed on because I'm afraid they're going to, start wrecking my house. It'll be like poltergeist activity. If you have something like that going on in your house, you are currently a multimillionaire, and you should contact HGTV or the Sci-Fi Network or whatever, any of those ghost shows. Get them come in, and you will make some money off it, because there are people that they spend their whole life trying to have some kind of paranormal experience happen, and they are few and far between. They're really significant places. That's why we use the obelisk and the all the products that we do when we're going ghost hunting. And we have friends that are paranormal investigators, and I believe that they have stuff that goes on, but it's just not as common as paranormal investigators would like. So Gemma, I am so sorry to hear that, honey. I am sorry to hear that. You are such a sweetie, and I'm sure all of your family are nice people. And I'm very sorry to hear that, sweetie. So let me scroll through. Lady of the Lake, absolutely, you can ask a question. Hi, Gregopedia. Gregopedia is here.
Right.
I'm going to get off in a minute, so if you want me to make you breakfast, I will make you breakfast. You just had pizza? What are you, in college? Gregopedia had pizza for breakfast. I guess it's 2:00. I ordered some groceries. Did they arrive? Seminar, April, March or April. But honestly, you should be moving on from this relationship, because it is not going to yield any security for you. You should be moving on from this and not waiting for the return. You are much better off learning from this relationship and moving on, because it's just not going to be a fulfilling relationship for you. So I'm sorry. I know we've talked about Harris a bunch of times. So, all right, Lady of the Lake, thank you very much. I'm looking for your question. No specific question? We're just going to psychically spit here. Lady of the Lake. I want to make a song about Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake. Let me just put a little bit of selenite on there just for a second. Oh, here. This is a little fun tip for my students that are in the comments. So if you're doing a lot of readings, you can rub your hands together and shake off the energy and then just blow, because we will see that. So put some fresh energy on your hands and then put some fresh energy into the deck. Sorry that I'm like shaking my whole desk right now. Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake, we are going to do a little mini Celtic cross for you. It's not mini, but we're going to do Celtic cross for you. Gregopedia. What are you building? You walked out with the drill. Lady of the Lake, what is going on here? So there is something that there's a project that you want to get involved in. It's an idea right now, but there's some self-doubt. You're saying that with the Queen of Wands in reverse, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to move these over here so you can see them all because they're so pretty. But we have our Queen of Wands in reverse here. And the Queen of Wands is someone who is having these epiphanies, having these exciting moments, these exciting thoughts. This deck is mesmerizing. The back of it is really mesmerizing. Look at this guy. So this gal, which is you, Miss Lady, what's going on is you can't get the idea off the ground. We're stuck in practicality. So if wands are dreaming and creating a fantasy of what can be, then the pentacles are the opposite of reality. So we're in conflict here about the fantasy that you want to create, and the reality is holding you back. Okay, so over here we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Now this is, living plush and high on the hog and having all the resources that you need to execute this project that you want to get involved in, but you're letting the money aspect of it hold you back. So what I want to pull some other cards over here. Who's telling you no about this? Whatever it is you want to do, somebody's telling you no and you're listening. Hang on one second, boys and girls. That I just put a link to this deck up there because it is the deck of the month. So what is, there's also a mental block here. Who's holding the money on this one? So, all right. So I'm going to tell you this. What happens is any project that you want to do. So like take for example my YouTube channel. Like when I started the YouTube channel, I had zero overhead. There was no overhead. I didn't buy any mics. I didn't buy any cameras. I didn't do any of that. As I got further along, I invested in StreamYard, which lets me stream to multiple channels at the same time, multiple platforms at the same time. That's like about $500 a year or something like that. Gregopedia bought me all this amazing lighting. I've got all this great lighting, so I'm not sitting in the dark. But if you go back and you look at my first videos, like it was just me like holding cards up. Like I didn't even have like the 2-card view. So, anything can be done on the cheap to get it off the ground. So, if somebody's a writer and they don't have a laptop or a word processor, remember when we called them that? Yeah, you can write it on paper. You can record it and have, your phone. You can record it on your phone, and you can have it do a transcript. You can do that. You can go to the library. You can type it out there. Those are the kinds of things. Sometimes we need to think outside of the box. And what's holding you back on this is the financial reality section of this. So, what is this that you're trying to get into? What is going on? What is going on? I'm dying to know. So, the person that's saying no to you is not another person. It's not somebody outside of you. It's the shadow self. It is the lady of the lake of yesterday who could not do it for whatever reason. So, the child or the teenager, or the young person in you that was repeatedly told no, and to be sure, like, I wanted to be a writer and a screenplay writer, and a fiction writer, and my mother was like, "You'll never make any money at that," and like I still hear that voice in my head. You'll never make any money at that. It's very, very negative thinking, and it's something that I do struggle with because it was said to me so many times. So it's really important for you to turn those kinds of in accidental affirmations around. So if someone told you you cannot do this, you're not able to do this, whether it's go back to school or start your own business or become a magician, whatever it is, you have to turn that negative, that accidental affirmation around. And you have to turn it into, I can do this. I am capable. This is something I can do. Oh, I'm going to bring these cards up just because the comment is blocking us. We have that the nostalgia card, the 6 of Cups in the upright. So, aim small, miss small. This is, a Wayne Gretzky moment where we miss 100% of the shots that we don't take. This is a shot that you should take. If we get out of our own way, say we surgically extract all the fear and lack of confidence, we surgically extract that. Take it out right now, okay? Would you be successful at this endeavor? That card stayed. Temperance. It would be a different level of success. So if you're like thinking about writing a screenplay, you're not going to make $1 bazillion on it. But would it set you on a path of something different? Potentially we get set on a path of something different. So the fulfillment is more this 3 of Cups. So it's more fulfilling emotionally and exciting to you. So that is more of what we get. We don't necessarily get a lot of money coming in. It is something that you would struggle. So if this is a creative project, it's something that you would struggle with on on the reflex. Like when you go back to look at your revision or your editing, you would be struggling with it because you're going to second guess it. So I would empty all of this shadow self here, empty this self-doubt, the judgments that you put on yourself, the echoing affirmation, that accidental affirmation that keeps telling you, no, you can't do that. No, you can't be a firefighter. No, you certainly can. You know, the thinking aspect of this definitely needs to be turned around. I'm just going to take down your comment. The confidence will come when you change that mental focus on it. The confidence is absolutely going to come. So, and I think this will be very good for you. Is it going to be like a new career path? Not necessarily, but I do think it's going to give you an improvement of your self-worth, your confidence level. I think it's going to do that. So if you have to work on this behind the scenes at first, absolutely go do it. Go do it. Oh, Rainbow Rose. Yeah, I can do that right now. Easy, easy, easy. We can do a little manifestation. So what do we want to manifest? Oh, Lady of the Lake, I hope that helped you. If not, you can send me a message either in the Discord, if you're a part of the Discord, or if you, my email is FortuneCookiesTarot@gmail. Super easy. Oh, Gemma, absolutely email me. I'm probably going to take the rest of the day off, but I'll be working tomorrow morning. So, all right. So Rainbow Rose, we're going to do a little manifestation tutorial. All right. So what do we want to manifest? So what we'll do is we'll take out some cards that'll represent what we want to manifest. 2 of Cups, Queen of Cups. All right, so I'm just trying to find my King of Pentacles. Oh, my King of Pentacles, where is he? Sorry, gals and guys, whoever's in here. Where's my King of Pentacles? Like, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? If it's the last card, I'm going to freak out. Where is he? So what we do is we use a significator. And in our case, we're going to set up a number of significators because we're going to try and manifest a specific goal. So I can't find my King of Pentacles. I can't find him. That's a bummer. So you know what? We'll substitute the King of Cups for him. We'll make this a happy union. So, all right. Say one is a gold digger. But actually, this is, I'm not using gold digger. We're going to have King and Queen of Cups. So we want our King and Queen of Cups to have a good union. We want them to have a happy union. So we want to put them together with the 2 of Cups. This is who we're going to put together. We also want to have a wish fulfilled, which is our 9 of Cups. And then 9 of Pentacles. She wants to be well taken care of, and she wants to stay home and, you know, have a nice expense account and access to all kinds of money. She wants to be well cared for, well provided for. So how does we're reading for the gal. So, and I just put them in that order because I have them facing each other. How do we get to that step? So we would do this, lay out our spell casting manifestation cards. We would shuffle our deck, split our deck as usual. Splitting of the deck is not necessary. It's just something that I do. Something that we talked about in my class Thursday night. There's certain idiosyncrasies that people develop as they start to read cards. Me, I read with multiple decks. I do Father, Son, and Holy Spirit when I split up the cards. But there's no hard and fast rules on it. You should shuffle the deck, but hard and fast rules, not really. So we're going to manifest this relationship and this comfortable home. So what do we do? The Tower. Well, first of all, our girl is going to have to abandon her life. So maybe she is a little bit racy. She's dating, guys that are not of this ilk. She's going to have to revise that way that she looks at it. So this is giving us the pathway, the pathway of behavior that we need to have to get to this point, this lifestyle that we want. So abandoning the current lifestyle, raising everybody to the floor. This is like a Meghan Markle situation, like erasing your identity on the internet and replacing it with something else, and move forward toward something else. The Wheel of Fortune, you're going to have to kiss a bunch of frogs before you're going to find that other person, the Two of Wands, who's going to move forward with the same objective. So I would tell, if I was doing this with a client, I would say, one of the things is that you're gonna have to be really clear on these objectives. You can't just roll into these relationships and cross your fingers and hope that the guy's going to let you not work. You have to walk into the situation with voicing the expectation and telling him, these are my goals. I want to stay home. I want to be a trad wife. I want to raise my children. I want to be able to be on the PTA, those kinds of things. So foolish endeavors with, maybe this is a young girl who's in her 20s, foolish endeavors of doing too much drinking, too much partying, expecting to get something out of that. Reviewing your lifetime, going back, Seven of Pentacles, and seeing the folly of your missteps, the ways that you have been fishing in the wrong pond, so to speak. The Three of Cups, decide what makes you happy. Is this going to make you happy? Is being a trad wife going to be a really good experience for you? Or are you kidding yourself? This is Three of Cups in reverse. It may not be a goal that this person wants. She may want to have a really big expense account, but not really take care of the kids. Like she wants to have a housekeeper, she wants to have a nanny, that kind of thing. The goals may not align with the description that she's giving. So she has to suss out whether this is a life that's going to make her happy, being a trad wife, because if she's billing herself as a stay-at-home mom who's going to care for the kids exclusively with minimal support from outsourcing, if that's not going to make her happy, then she's going to be unhappy overall in the relationship. So that would be a warning that I would pass on to someone. The Page of Swords, let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not tell ourselves that wife of a grumpy old Marine. Yeah, it's Saturday. I'm here for it. I'm only going on hour. We got 20 minutes to hour 4, so maybe I'll go for 4 hours. So when we're lying to ourselves with the Page of Swords in reverse, that's lying to ourselves because we've got the High Priestess there. So really, if I was doing this reading with someone, if we were trying to manifest this kind of an experience, I would break off into another reading, perhaps with another deck of cards, and say, is this really what you want to do? Is this your aptitude? So we would go into like an aptitude reading, like what is best going to serve you? How do you best want to, how are you going to feel fulfilled? Like what life is going to, what lifestyle is going to be most fulfilling for you? So we would maybe go into another spread like that. But moving forward, Three of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, this would be a question of what if the bottom fell out? So, and a reminder of, even though this person may be providing really well for you, if the bottom fell out, are you still going to love this person, or are you going to break this person's heart? Are you going to say, well, you know what, there's not enough money there at the end of the day. I'm sorry that you lost all your money and, you know, the stock fallout, or, you know, you invested in cows and they all disappeared. I don't know, you know, whatever the case is for that. You know, I would definitely be saying to them, you know, your manifestation has to include a manifestation of someone that you adore. You know, Greg P. and I, he's my favorite person in the whole world. He makes me laugh, you know. You know, he makes me laugh like no other, and he's a big goofball, and he's really handsome. Especially when he lets his hair grow out and he has a little Superman curl. So this would be something that I would say, you know, and again, like some of this is practical advice, but it's coming up in the cards. So, you know, make sure that we are manifesting someone that we really like. So we can bring that person into our life. We can start, you know, just the beginning part of this where we have to eliminate the bad habits, eliminate the lifestyle that we had before, you know, to open up the energy channel so that we can have somebody come in who's going to be a more permanent family person, a person that we're going to spend the rest of our life with, creating the energetic opportunity for that person to show up in our life. That, you know, that definitely goes kind of along with this. So, so hi, favorite person. I told everybody about your Superman curl. Oh, Superman. So so on and so forth. So, you know, then this is a reminder, 3 of Wands, to make sure that this person has the same kind of goals that you would have. And that, you know, working together is much easier when you have similar goals. So that's really in essence how we do manifestation with cards. So like if I had somebody who wanted to be an amazing painter, I would pull up the like maybe the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and then maybe like the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles or something like that. You know, I would set up that kind of a manifestation kind of vision board, almost like, you know, I'm just going to pull this over to my other screen over here. Whoop. And there we go. Okay, so hi, there I am. Hours later, I've been reading cards for almost 4 hours, Greg. No comment?
You're here for an hour.
I was here for an hour.
Are you here for an hour?
Oh, Karen, I'm seeing the comments now. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. And oh my gosh, yes, I am the hardest working tarot reader on the internet.
James Brown, wasn't it?
Was that?
That was James Brown.
Yeah, he's not a tarot reader.
No.
He wasn't.
No.
No.
You know.
And so, oh my God, is my butt sore? Yeah, my butt is a little bit numb.
You had pizza.
Oh my God, seriously, Greg? But I have a fidget seat. So what's more uncomfortable is my legs dangled. So my legs are kind of killing me now. So so all right. So yes, hardest working tarot reader on the internet. Well, I am gonna go. I'm gonna go see if my grocery delivery came, because we're gonna make some beef stew, and I don't even know what else I ordered. I think I put some chicken to defrost in the refrigerator. But I think the rest of my day is going to be gaming. So I think I'm going to block out my schedule calendar for today. No one booked readings with me for today, so that's a good thing. So I'll take the rest of today off and enjoy. I hope everybody had fun having, you know, like this crazy long breakfast with me. Especially my people in Australia. Enjoy the rest of your day. I may do another live tomorrow night. So I was I was behind on my lives because of the flu. So I may do another live tomorrow night. So I will let you know. And this one, there was no notice of it coming on. I just jumped right in. So those of you that didn't see it, you know, it wasn't you, it was me. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for all the donations. I will talk to you all later. Oh, Cynthia from Baltimore. Excellent. You're in my neck of the woods. I hope you're getting weather today too. Yeah, according to my it says it's raining and snowing outside right now. So I'm going to go upstairs and see if it's raining and snowing at the same time. Exciting stuff. So sprinkling. That's right, Gregopedia. All right. Love you guys all. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good Cynthia, yeah, it's 36 here and it says wintry mix. So maybe I'll see you all tomorrow, but I'm going to try and do some more production videos. I'll throw one up tonight. I think David Copperfield will go up tonight. So you can look for that later. That'll be a premiere. I won't be live, but it might be live in the comments. All right. Bye all. Have a great day.